Well, let's do it right this time, Michael. I guess I am that darn tired right now. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone. I think I was in studio with about 21 seconds to start time. And wow, made it on time. Good morning, Michael. To answer your question, it may be inapropos, but I don't have an answer as to how many hours.
Well, that's pretty sad, Roger.
Yeah, how many hours of rest have we had? You and I maybe can fill up
Together?
one hand.
Yeah, that is sad. Yeah.
And Michael, thank you, Michael, for joining. It's absolutely hilarious, and that Michael is taking one for the team, and he's talking to me, and I'm like, oh, darn it, and I hit start. I was like, whoops. Oh my
That's
goodness.
better than hitting exit.
Yeah, as has happened from time to time, but.
Yes.
All right. Well, Michael, I appreciate you flying in as wingman today. I did get notice that possibly the co-hosts were not going to make it this morning. Both Aisha and Liz, it's not a good Sunday morning.
No.
But
I would agree with that. So
yeah. So forgive me while I put a folder away because I was doing some stuff late last night. Wow, it is a good morning, and I appreciate, Michael, that you're coming as wing. I mean, I really flew into the studio with seconds to go.
Oh, I know. I told Aisha, I said, if he doesn't come, I'm not starting the show just by myself. So I said maybe he changed his mind after he programmed it because of something came up. But
yeah. Oh, hold on a minute. I would have canceled the episode, though.
Not if you were sleeping.
Well, I will share with you that my alarm went off this morning at 5 o'clock, and I was in instant paranoia. Oh my God, I missed the start time! Ah! Wait, it's 5 a.m. Okay.
And then you went back to sleep?
No.
Oh, okay.
I reset the alarm, and eventually I was like, okay, I'm getting some messages from everyone. It's like, oh, things are not good. They're not going to make it. Should I just cancel? No, Aisha says she's probably going to try to give it a shot. That's enough for me. And okay. So I guess Aisha was watching, but I think we may have lost her. Oh my goodness. So I'm actually going to beg off in a moment, Michael. I'm going to get my refill for my cup of Joe in a moment. I ran into the office, hit the lights, turned on the Keurig, turned on the computer, said, okay, all right. Thank the Lords of Cobalt, Michael, that my startup sequence doesn't take 20 minutes like the Battle of Helios when they jumped in. And remember, they had a
Oh, speaking of that, after
yeah.
our show tomorrow night, I have got to watch the next Battlestar episode. I know you're not going to be able to make it.
No, and I don't believe
I've got to watch it. So,
and unfortunately, I'm not gonna be able to make the next one either. So
do you want us to switch it to another week? See, I'm doing business, so what?
Hey, it's an NDB media meeting right now, and I'm bothered by that zipper right there on my hoodie. Forgive me. Michael, I've discovered hoodies over the last few years, but I don't like the zippered hoodies.
I just got my first hoodie, and I got one without a
real hoodie,
zipper. Right? Yeah, and I like the one with the zipper. So, go figure.
Washington, California.
Absolutely.
That's interesting. I was never one for pullovers, and I think it's
I wasn't either, but I got one. I got two. Actually, I got three because one of them was too small, and I got another one.
This is absolutely.
I've got a gift.
Wow! Oh, that's cool. That is cool. I was never when I had vests or sweaters. I loved the button sweaters. I mean, that was always, if anything, if I had a pullover sweater, they were nice. I would tolerate them, but no, I did like the coats, right? With that. But now having that pullover that I purchased from a coworker, he had put our department logo on there. Well, he didn't put a department logo. He put our division handmade. It's not an official logo, so I can't get in trouble wearing it. Actually,
that's it.
There it is. But I purchased, I think, 4 of them, 2 pullovers and 2 zippers, 1 for her, or 2 for her and 2 for me. So, I do like the pullover one. It's very warm during tax season.
Well, and then you have to because it's cold out there.
Very, very cold. Oh, I'm babbling. I'm tired. I don't think I've had my drugs yet.
Well,
Uh,
I could make you go cuckoo. Should I do that or not?
no, but I would like because I'm gonna need about. Let's see. I'm gonna go over and start the drip. It's gonna take a
Okay.
minute, but I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna start it, and I'll come right back.
Okay.
Would you start going over the schedule
Oh, okay.
of upcoming guests?
I had better, pop it up so I don't
All right, then
mess
let's
up.
draw this one out and
I'm
see what we.
trying to, that
Michael,
is the thing.
Michael, when is the last time that you and I have done a program together?
By ourselves.
Just us.
Okay.
Oh
Well,
my goodness, Michael!
honestly, it's about a year, almost to the
Just you and
day.
I.
To the day. Because I think you and I alone did. Oh no, two. Well, it's 2 of them because we did Dean Devlin, and alone we did Ryan Adams, and I think that's the last one we did alone because after that we pulled in Jag for all those other episodes, and most of the others we've had another co-host with us. I think.
I was getting that vibe right now. That's why I asked. How long has it been since you and I have done an
It's
episode?
it's been a while.
And it's interesting. All right. Well, forgive me a moment, young man.
Yeah,
I think
run,
you have it now.
run.
I'm
Yes, I do. I've got it
I'm
now.
gonna
So run.
run.
Yes, run.
This penguin run.
Yes. Well, that's the best thing, and then we can talk about Antarctica while you're giving us a demonstration. Exactly.
For the love of God.
Hey, I have to keep it entertained to wake people up. Okay, future guests that I have totally confirmed. 19th of February, Monday evening. It's going to be an earlier time than normal. We have Bill Blair, who is in a lot of Star Trek series and a lot of other shows. He will be on our Trekking Across the Universe Monday evening, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 4 p.m. Pacific Time. On Thursday, the 22nd of February, we have Kristen Brown, who was on The Voice season 24, the last season that was on a couple of months ago. She made it in the finals, and she will be on, as I said, Thursday, 22nd of February, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 a.m. Pacific Time. And I will have my co-host Vernon Barnard from South Africa on with us, and he was on The Voice in South Africa about 8 years ago. So that's a pretty cool thing. On Sunday, the 3rd of March, we have a returning guest, Dominic Chichak. He was Harris Beckner on The Ark. And this is a strange time normally, but Sunday afternoon, Eastern Time, 2:30 p.m. Pacific Time, 11:30 a.m. Pacific Time, as I said. And if you do live in Croatia, where he is, it's at 20:30. Now, I have some others that have not totally confirmed with me, so I don't want to announce them. But if you're curious who they are, you can go to ndbmedia.net and you can look them up. So hopefully you will do that. We'll get some counts on our webpage.
I was listening, Michael. Thank you. I was able to get the cup of Joe's, so I'm going to be able to partake in that in just a moment. And I have to tell you, um, that's impressive once again, folks. NDB Media has been not not only lucky but blessed and privileged to have the skill of 2 individuals. And I guess I'm going down memory lane. As you know, our first gentleman passed away, and NDB Media went dark when it came to guests in honor of. And people were asking, why haven't you had any? I said, well, because Richard is no longer with us. It was a tiny way of showing how much his involvement was. And we actually, as a whole, stopped getting guests. because it was such a big part of it, and he was amazing. And now, Michael, it is something that you've chosen to do, and oh my goodness, you're the exact same. You're pulling guests out of the nether regions of the internet in some cases,
Yeah,
and you are
especially during the strike.
yes, but also guests of import. They're all guests of import. Maybe I should not have said that. And speaking, I'm so sorry. Okay, what happened there was while I was in my soliloquy, Michael was like, "All right, he's not going to shut up. I'll bring her in." And at that moment, I brought you in and kicked you out.
That's his story, and I guess he's going to stick to it, Aisha.
And
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's up to him. He can stick to whatever he likes.
Yeah, we know the truth. Yeah,
Yeah, we know what happened.
yeah.
I mean, I
I
said I would
screwed
try.
up. I admitted it.
Yeah, I said I would try to make it. So
And thank
This is your trying, and then you got kicked out. So yeah.
yeah, damn
welcome
colonials
to
are
the
all the same.
Noriega residence. Hi, goodbye.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. You know what? I'm dying. I believe both of you know, and folks, forgive me. Something happened last night in the world, in the Noriega world. I guess I can't. I'm not good at holding secrets unless they're financial and secrets in my life. I'm very difficult to hold. But both Aisha and Mike, you're eventually gonna know. But how
Just spit it out.
this view may not be long for this world. That's all I'm going to say for right now. I mean, this is happening so ridiculously fast. This view is
You're
made
selling everything.
Nah, he's
that
just
may be involved tangentially.
yeah. He's up
Very
in
good,
sticks and
Michael.
gonna move. I bet you.
I don't want to admit to anything on there, but that's a hell of a great guess, Aisha, and I'm not going to say no.
I was trying to be sly about what I said.
Yeah, very good. I
Yeah.
was like, there may be some involved. If I actually, I don't know if I'm going to go later on today or if I'm going to go on Monday to see the location. This is happening way too fast, way too fast. So I don't want to get my hopes up either. Because on a personal note, I told Michael, it's happening, dude. 2024. I said,
You did
where?
say that.
Yeah, I said
You said I'm
one
going to
way
get
or
rid of
another.
everything in the garage. Yeah, everything is gone.
What's going to be a bummer is having to pack all of it because I had packed in 2021, and then that was a nightmare summer, and I have not unpacked some of it. People that I know have asked, where are my three buttons on my desk? I used to remember when we were doing the radio program, we had those sound buttons of help, BS, and I think there was another one. Well, those
Oh
items,
yeah.
yeah, those three buttons that Carlos gave me, and they were really, really funny, especially the sports program, right? It was,
You got some weird sound effects coming out of that sports program, as far as I remember.
yes, because
Some
it first
very weird
started
sound
with
effects.
Gmo and I doing the actual barking for the big dog. That was, oh
No
my goodness.
comment.
Oh,
No
I know.
comment
I'm glad I
whatsoever.
don't listen to that show very often. I don't know if I could handle that or not.
This was 12, 13 years ago.
Well, I didn't watch it then.
Well,
Did
Yeah.
it's. I'll be honest, Michael. The sports show these days is a crazy fest.
I would agree with that. The few times I
Yeah,
have tuned in, yes, I would agree.
yeah, it's a crazy fest. You join in at your peril, and that's it. Once you're there, you lose your brains.
It did get out of hand yesterday in a good way, but then there was a second time when it got out of hand and I pulled
In a bad
everyone
way.
back, and
Yeah,
then
I
it's
heard.
like it deliberately derailed.
Yeah,
There
Oh
was an
well.
attempt by everyone to derail it, and I
yeah,
had to bring everyone back. And to answer your question, Aisha, yes, that's why I snapped and I
yeah.
did what I had to do. And I'm like,
I as soon as you
what?
said it, I backed off. I thought,
See, you
oh,
saw it. You saw the
closed it
post.
down. Yeah, I closed down.
They didn't see it. That's why I had to take the action that I did, and it got way out of hand. Look,
Mm.
we all make fun of each other. That's the reality. But
Well, that's
We
life,
got
isn't
we
it? I
got
mean,
way
you
out
know,
ahead.
if you can't, as we used to say in the British Army, if you can't take it, don't give it.
I agree.
And
I
you know,
definitely agree.
people take the mick out of me. I don't care. I'm a big girl. I can handle it. But you know, there are times when you have to wind your neck in.
Mm.
I've talked about that, and I think I've told that to Michael as well, where I was fortunate. I generally got the best of everyone in my universe. I was generally quicker than most. But there were times that you beat that little puppy up, and I'm being proverbial here, folks. You beat the puppy up that eventually it turns on you and
Yeah,
they have comeback after comeback after comeback, and you have nothing to say, right, Michael? It's just you just have to grin
Yeah.
and bear it, right? I've told you that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you've made a faux pas, so you just got to shut your gob and hold your
Yeah.
hands up and go, "Camarade, camarade."
Mm. So are
There
you
are
ready for my big announcement, Roger, or should I wait until later?
Oh,
well, I
oh,
already made the move. Just I shouldn't say.
oh.
Oh my goodness, I shouldn't say that. Michael,
I'm
please.
gonna have to, I'm gonna have to edit that out. Yeah.
Yeah, let's hear your big
How do you
announcement.
keep
Well, I'm
two
not
idiots?
gonna say everything. I'm just gonna make you think about it.
Oh, how do you keep two idiots in
You
suspense? Come on.
I have someone who did a show for years and was your competition. They want to start a new show, and I got them to probably come on to NTV Media Network.
Johnny Carson, isn't he dead?
Well, yeah, but
You
he's
and I
coming
used to
back.
like.
Yeah, he's coming back to.
Yeah, Carson's coming back.
That's
I'm
my
moving out.
competition. A dead man. I actually got a smile out of Michael on that one. He was actually my competition.
Yeah, that's what she told me.
She,
Yes, she.
damn, I thought it was Jay Leno.
There's no. There's very few people that I thought was my competition, and she's already on the network now. Is she doing?
No,
Is
you
she?
had another one. She hasn't done a show in a few years.
oh, I think I might have an idea. Hmm.
But my competition.
That's what you told me.
There
I
weren't
think
very
I might
many
have
that
an
I actually
idea.
considered my competition.
It was a Star Trek competition.
Oh no, not the one I'm thinking of then. Not the one I'm thinking of.
You probably don't remember because it was a while back.
Yeah, and he's getting old and
Yeah.
senile dementia's creeping up.
You morning.
What I'm going to do, I'm going to put it in the private chat because I don't want to announce it on air until it is confirmed. But I will put it in private chat, and so then
Good
you
morning,
can.
Thomas. Good morning, Dream. I mean, because even Dream would be like, "Who are you talking about?" Good morning, Dream. Did you want in? Oh, that's a very well-known name. Oh boy.
Yeah,
What the hell? Whoa,
I've been
Michael, we
working.
don't have an advertising budget.
Not yet,
Really?
you don't.
Dream, I'm so sorry. Thank you, Thomas. Let me go ahead and send you the link right now. Oh my goodness. I do remember now.
Yeah,
Holy,
I said it's been a while.
for the love of all that is tribble and trouble and toils and all. Wow. Wow.
I was going to wait until tomorrow.
Wow.
She may join us for Bill Blair.
With the statement, I can't gear any more, Captain. Be
I
appropriate.
canna. I will not circumscribe to
Yeah, I
your
thought I'd better give you a warning. I wasn't
incident.
going to. You know me. I like to punk you and
You're actually a
surprise
lot
you.
smarter than I am when it comes to keeping these private. Dream, forgive me a moment. I'm actually a tad flustered right now.
That's good.
The individual was not only competition, they were actually quite good at what they did. I don't even know if it was competition. I just had delusions of grandeur. Michael's like, why do you think I reached out to the individual? Someone's going to
Mhm.
Yeah.
set you up.
Wants to Michael wants to work with
There it is, Dream.
professionals, not ride cabbages like me and thee.
Oh, well,
Oh,
she
you know
did
what?
ask
No,
me
no,
to be
no,
her
no.
co-host, though. I will say that. Aisha is very intuitive.
Yes. The young gentleman that's going to join us, uh, I've known him for a long time, and I've been privileged to know him since 1999. We do have quite a bit in common. We are both intellectually stuck up, but we only share with each other. Actually, I share with Michael too. Not that I would ever consider Michael my equal, no way whatsoever. Michael is head and shoulders way above me, and for him to deign me worthy to be in his presence, it just blows me away every morning. And speaking of being blown away every morning, good morning, Dream. How you doing?
Good morning, guys. How's it going?
Doing very well. Thanks, Betty. What you doing up so early? I know you're working hard, man, and
Yes.
you're working smart. Forgive me.
Yes. I am. I got to work early because I dropped my wife off at work, and I was scrolling through Facebook while I'm waiting because I don't start for a little while. And yeah, here I am.
Thank you, man.
Here you are.
All kidding aside, folks. Again, I was talking about this young man, obviously, just before he came on, and I want to say, obviously, I'm gonna embarrass the crap out of him, right? And he knows it though. I admire him. I admire the adversity that he's had to not necessarily endure, but the challenges that have been thrown his way over the last few years. And this man does what I admire most of people. And I've said this on air, and I rarely, and the same goes for Michael, and the same goes for Aisha. I don't say it enough. The people that no matter what is going on in their life, they wake up every morning, they see that time card, they put it in the machine, they punch the card, and they get to their business. They know what they have to do, and they do it. They don't want to punch that card at from time to time,
Yeah.
but they still do.
You
And
know
that's
what
what
they
I mean.
say?
That
Time, the
yeah.
time, tide, and taxes stop for no man.
yeah.
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 Not even DT can stop that.
Yeah.
And Michael, I will say it is great to see you. I haven't talked to you in a minute, and
Right.
it's good to hear the voice, man.
In age, yes.
Dream, just before you joined us, I was kind of it hit me about 4 or 5 minutes in. I'm like, whoa, when was the last time you and I have done a program, Michael? And as he mentioned, almost a year to the day.
Wow.
That is crazy.
And
So
Aisha, I will say I did not forget about you. It has been great talking to you yesterday. If you could flip me off for the camera, that would be great.
Would I do such a thing to
Oh
you,
my
Dream?
gosh.
not on
No.
Sunday morning.
Not on a Sunday morning, you wouldn't.
No.
No.
Oh, but I might.
Oh, there you
No.
No,
Nice
no,
try.
no, no.
Nice try. You don't have it in you. You don't, Michael. And I think that's another theme that has it. I think Michael allows me to be the fool of the two of us, where I get to be the rude, evil one.
You could flip people off just with the gaze, scorekeeper.
Aw. Miss you, brother.
Oh, well. I'm starting to. This is becoming a man fest here. I think I might go and hide in the corner.
I didn't mean to interrupt. I just wanted to come on and say,
No.
buddy.
Oh no, you're going to be on for the rest of the show now, so I can
Oh,
go.
Lord.
By the way, young man, how cold is it over where you are right now? I figure you're in your car, or you might
I'm in my car. It's about 54 outside. It's not that bad.
Oh, that's so much nicer than here.
how cold is it with you, Michael?
When I
and
went out to
Aisha?
breakfast, it was 27.
Eesh.
Yeah,
Well,
that
there was
So
your
that,
first
so
mistake.
that
You
is
went out.
it's -3
Ooh,
Celsius.
Celsius.
I did that for Aisha.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm 13 Celsius. So you can work that one
No,
out.
that's a little
No.
chilly.
You can work it out. No,
No.
it's way too early to work that stuff out.
It's almost as cold as scorekeeper's heart.
That's about the same temperature as you are, Dream, to be perfectly honest.
Oh, whoa! Did you get? It must be a man fest. You see that, Aisha? In less than 12 seconds, all three of us in succession insulted each other. That was funny.
Well,
do know what it
I
is
mean,
over here.
that only happens when you have a a reasonably good team that can do that and bounce off one another, then turn on another subject and think, get on with it. I'm going this way.
You
Oh
know,
man.
Aisha, the memories that you're adding to, in my life to being part of this network, they're starting to add up. They're starting to multiply. I think of Michael and I think of Dream and I think of all the stuff we've done, both personally, on air, professionally, professionally, and there have been some incredible moments. And it is really neat. It is really cool the stuff that they've had to endure because of me, and the stuff that they've been able to get to do because of me. Sadly, and
I'm I should have my book out in a couple of years, so that'll be nice.
Oh, that's
Oh, another one that knows where the warm bodies are buried.
Yeah. Mhm.
Damn it. I'm losing out here. All I've
No,
got
you're
is
in it. Don't worry about it.
No, all I've got is little cold bodies, and I'm working on it though. I'm
Yeah.
working on.
you see, the sad thing is that when it comes to Michael and I know where one of his warm bodies are. He knows where all 50 of mine are. And with Dream, it's kind of similar where he's got about two or three, and I have two or three. So it's mad. It's mutual assured destruction between Dream and I.
right.
But with Michael and I, oh, damn.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom.
Like, oh, man.
I suppose I'm lucky being on the other side of the Atlantic. See, nobody gets to see where my bodies are buried.
Dream,
Mhm.
do you
You're
see
sure
the
about that?
tagline?
No, on that note, I would say, like, I was talking to one
Drones
of
are
my
great
friends.
resources.
I was talking to one of my friends, and they were like, what would you do if somebody were to like mess with your family or mess with your kids, or like what would you do as far as like how far would you go? And I'd be like, well, I'd be making a phone call, and like who you're gonna call, 911? And I was like, no, 411. Like 411. For those of you who don't know, 411 is who you call when you want to know where you can dig a hole.
Yep. Yeah. I think if it ever came to something like that, my call would be to Dream. I'd like to believe that he could think the same because of the resources that I have access to, not because of me, but of those who I could play with. We'll
Right.
call it that.
Well,
Oh
I
my
mean,
goodness.
there's an like I love philosophy and stuff like that, so some of it comes down to, it's like I'd rather be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war. You have to be capable of violence. You have to be capable of doing these atrocious things and choose not to. Otherwise, you're what good are you? As
Yeah.
far as like being inside of you, like your character, like, okay, well, if I'm not even capable of doing it, then it's not a boon on my character that I'm peaceful. No, I'm just weak. There's a difference.
Yeah.
Like, you have to be capable of being strong and choose peace.
Well, it's like the Gurkhas have a saying, and it's quite appropriate. And I would sooner die on my feet than live on my knees.
That was a quote from Emiliano Zapata.
And the Gurkhas use it quite a lot.
Mm-hmm.
What is there? A lay.
I've lost you. You've lost it. You've gone.
Who's gone?
No hearing.
Scorekeeper's audio's gone.
Oh,
How about now?
There you go.
No.
What is their line before they're about to eliminate you? Very few people know it.
I'm not
Something
saying.
Gricali. If you hear someone say that in the darkness, that's probably going to be the last thing you're ever going to hear.
Well, I did tell you about my grandfather during the war, didn't I? He was in Burma. That's not me.
it's
Not
me.
Oh, okay.
Oh, well,
Almost
there you
certainly
go.
not me.
I was just doing too many things.
Yeah.
Michael.
Yeah.
That would have been funny. Oh my God! Now I may have a way of punking him. That's messed up. Okay.
Oh, he
You're-
left. He said, forget this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was funny. Uh, Aisha, please. Your grandfather in Burma, I believe you said.
Yeah, he'd been on patrol for a couple of weeks, bringing guys out the jungle, and he decided this particular day to just sit by a little stream, take his boots off, and put his feet in the water, cool them off. And he's lying there, his eyes closed, and he felt this hand running up and down his leg, and it was getting higher each time. So he slowly sort of behind his back to get his bayonet out. Just as he unclips the bayonet, he feels a blade across his neck. So he squeaks rather incoherently, British, British. The little Gurkhali voice in his ear says, keep your boots on next time, Tommy.
Wow. I think you had mentioned that one to me. Yes.
Yeah, because
Wow.
the Japanese during the war would be able to tell if it was British, American, Australian, or whoever are running their fingers up and down the bootlaces. As to which way the bootlaces were laced up, they could tell who you were.
Really?
Interesting.
And of course, Grandad had taken his boots off.
Oh,
Hence the fact that they were, in his
Oh, wow.
logo.
wow.
Keep your boots on next time, Tommy. And that was
Did you
it.
notice the reaction that both Dream and I had? Obviously, that we are both students of history, and you got us on that one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
I
Funny
didn't know.
little crazy things the Gurkhas used to do.
In the political world of Central America, there's this small nation called Belize, depends on how you pronounce it. It's in the corner of the Yucatan Peninsula, or a section of the Yucatan Peninsula next to Mexico and Guatemala. And apparently it is ancestral to both countries. Mexico acknowledges or tolerates its independence, but Guatemala constantly claims that Belize is theirs. And they have a standing army. The army alone of Guatemala at one time was greater than the entire population of Guatemala. But if you know anything about history, Guatemala never invaded Belize because of the 3,500 British Gurkhas that were stationed in Belize
They still
for
are.
pretty much forever.
Yeah.
3,500 folks.
That's because
And Belize will not, or Guatemala will not move.
no, that's because they do their jungle training there. They do their jungle training out in Belize.
By the way,
Yeah. And they will take the Brits out, including the Saturday and Sunday Corps, and they will teach them how to survive in the jungle. And believe you me, when a Gurkha tells you to do something in the jungle, do it. Because he ain't saying it for fun.
did you ever have the privilege of meeting any of them or even working out with them and
What, Gurkhas?
being in the service? Yes.
Oh, I've met lots of Gurkhas, yeah. I've
Yeah.
served alongside Gurkhali.
Wow.
I meet most Gurkhali. When I meet them, the first thing I do is Namaste. That's
Yeah.
the best way to greet them. And
I understand that they're not very tall when you think of the military services. They're
no,
a bit shorter, right?
yeah, they're about what I would say about 5 foot, 5'4", sometimes.
Yeah. And they can run forever, right?
Oh,
'Cause they
those
grow up in the mountain. That's the thing about it, right? The entire
Yeah.
culture is so high up in the
Yeah,
Andes.
they'll run you into the ground. But then again, yeah. Then again,
Before breakfast.
well, also you do get the occasional, shall we say, rotund Gurkha.
Really?
Yes, you do get the odd rotund Gurkha. Well, when you do, you can guarantee that the guy is looking at moving on. He's done his bit, so it's up to the new crowd coming in.
Okay.
Yeah, I can see that. Wow. That is
But they've got
amazing.
a great sense of humour. They really do. It's quite amazing. Again, grandfather's stories about what the Gukali got up to in the jungle was quite amazing.
I bet. Forgive me a moment, folks. I'm going to take a quick moment. It is 6:35 a.m. out on the Pacific Coast, and this is Waffle, the Sunday morning chat fest here on NDB Media. There is no agenda. There is no idea of what we're going to do. We're just having a wonderful conversation, and it is among four peers. And I use that term very loosely because we're all on air, but it is what we do, and we're blown away by the people that are watching and spending time with us. If you have anything that you would like to talk about, drop it in the chat room. And if you're thinking, if you have the wherewithal, come on and join us. You're always welcome. That's the thing about NDB Media. We're happy if you want to talk with us and with us. Right, Dream? I'm from day
Yep,
one, right?
yep, 100%.
And folks,
I will,
again,
I will
this young
start.
man was there on the first day. He's been there from the very beginning and continues. I don't know mentally why, but I respect and admire that he has stuck it through.
Doesn't he keep the bubblegum companies in a lot of
Oh
business?
my God, you remember that? Okay, well, Dream will have to tell that story in a moment. But Dream, I cut you off. You were going to say something, my
Oh,
brother, and then you're going to have to tell the story. Oh
I
my God.
saw you. I saw you guys on, and I was gonna tell you real quick. You know how we always joke about certain, media companies that listen to what we say.
They do
Yep. As evidenced, this morning I was listening to an ESPN radio broadcast this morning,
again.
and they were talking about how the names are out there, and there's been some chatter. Wouldn't it be an interesting idea if Belichick joined the 49ers as their defensive coach? And I was like, holy mother of everything that is going on right now. I
Folks,
just said that yesterday.
folks, it is amazing, and we know they're listening. We know it. Why do you think I am always? I Dream knows this. Why I am mean and rude about when there are articles. Well, obviously it must have been deadline. They had nothing else to write, and that's one of my favorite ones. When you look, remember Dream when we were doing, is it real or is it Bleacher Report? Remember
Right.
that? That was fun
Yeah.
because I would use an article title from it, and everyone will try to guess: is it a real world article? In other words, everyone else or Bleacher Report, and it was fun because
Yeah.
we wouldn't always get it.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun, man.
Yeah. I just,
And
I just thought it was funny. At this point, it's just like, you know what? We know you're listening.
yeah,
We know you care. We know you have ideas, but they're taken from other people. Just give me some credit. Just give, NDB Media some credit, some legitimacy. And yes, we're not always kosher on air, but I
darn,
can't.
even I laughed at that.
Exactly. you know it's one of those things where it's like, dude, just let people know, like, hey, according to such and such from NDB Media or from Sports Talk with the Guys or whatever, give us some credit, man. Let them know where we are, who we are, and where we hail from.
I don't know if all of you have noticed the word athleticism is beginning to die, or the use of it, because I've been on this word for over a year now, and I'm hearing it less and less in media when they use the word athleticism. Forgive me, folks. We're getting very heavy for this type of a program. You'll have to see Sports Talk with the Guys or talk to me personally. But the very use of the word or how it's used is inherently degrading. And I'm not going to get into that right now because I've already talked about it. But I'm starting to pick up that the word is being used less and less and less.
Yeah.
That's neither here nor there. Quick story, Dream, if you would, with Dream. If you think about who we were interviewing, wow. And Dream was there with me, and oh, tell the story. I mean, folks, wasn't a New York Times bestseller. He was a worldwide bestseller that we nabbed that day, and oh my God, Dream almost got adopted that day. Little rat.
Yeah, we had the fortune to be able to speak with Alan Dean Foster, one amazing author, if I may say so. And very few will disagree, because most people have that are into that type of literature, have read his books and enjoy them. Um, but it was very funny because we were having so many connection issues, so many technical issues that day, and he was just so patient and so kind throughout the interview. And there was just crackling and this and that and the other thing, and we're trying to get everything like just running. Right.
Yeah. Oh, dude, it was on overdrive. But
Yeah.
yes, sorry, like that. Yes.
And but I told him, I asked for I apologized, and I was like, I'm sorry, I'm trying to hold this together with chewing gum and duct tape. And I was like, I'm trying to chew as fast as I can.
Oh my God, I remember that.
And he was very good natured about it. He laughed.
So much so that minutes later, whether it was 5 minutes or 30, the crackling started. I think he said something to, dude, you got to do more quickly or something. Oh my goodness. Do you remember what he said? But it was that gentleman. What he had to gut it through because the connection was rough to say the least. But when we got the static, he was like, "You gotta chew. You gotta chew quicker."
Yeah.
Oh my God! And that interview, Dream.
Yeah.
He was on like 2 hours with us.
Yeah.
And he was the gentleman that said that he dreamed of traveling because he was not able to as a young man, and his dreams allowed him. Right? Didn't he say that?
Yeah. He said
His
he traveled through his work, through his books. So that was how he was able to, like, his imaginations and his dreams like translated into his literature. So he was able to travel.
Because of his dreams of traveling. That was, yeah.
And that's when I asked him to adopt me, and
he didn't say no.
No.
To this day,
I'm still waiting on the paperwork.
Just like your name, dream on.
Yeah, exactly.
He was genuinely so kind, and Dream and I were just enthralled because of everything that he was sharing with us. It was one of those rare, and I Dream and I talked about it after. It's like, dude, he shared so much stuff with us that you just don't get on a regular interview. We were really fortunate.
Right. And we were hoping to get 15 minutes from him.
Yeah.
And he stayed on for quite some time, and we were very excited about that.
You asked him a one-word question and it became a paragraph. And if your question had any bit of insight, we were fumbling for him. If they had any bit of insight, he could give you a chapter.
Yeah.
His eloquence in speech matched his prose, which was wow. Sorry, folks. There might be a mad love for a certain author right now.
Well, if you love your subject and you know your subject, then you can do that, can't you?
I mean, Dream and I pinch ourselves when we look back and you think of authors and that we've been privileged to interview. This is Ellen Dean Foster. Wow. Wow. You walk into a bookstore right now and you find his books everywhere. And it's amazing. And folks, remember, he was the one that wrote that blog post. The what was it where Disney was not giving their
Oh, yes.
the monies. I remember that.
Hi, Frank.
Good morning, Frank. Good morning, young man. I hope all is going well. And as a matter of fact, I believe they did an episode just the other day. Frank, would you put a link to your YouTube?
Call out the production.
Yeah, would you give us a link to your the YouTube page? For many years now, Frank had been on the internet, and being the fact that he's involved in fan films and deeply involved in them, he started, or well, he does a program where they review many of the fan films from their perspective, and it was a wonderful take, and I've caught several of the episodes over the years, and it's straight up, producers commenting on producers, which is kind of fair. and it's not bad because they're actually in on it. So
Oh, I thought you were talking about something else. I thought you were going to say he was interviewing them as like he's as if he was part of the world, like somebody who made the production. For example, like Lord of the Rings, as somebody who lived
oh,
during that time, did they document this correctly?
that was much deeper than I was gonna go, buddy. I mean, even Michael is shaking his head on that one. Yes,
If he did, I would never talk to him again, and he knows that.
Oh
that
man.
is funny. Obviously, folks, it is Phil Ferret Productions. It is in his title right there, which I believe that might be enough to go to it. But if he's going to give us a link to the YouTube, that way, is that all it takes? Is that all it takes? That's funny. I like
It's,
that.
Roger,
Yes.
are these the guys that are on YouTube that interviewed Walter Koenig the other day? Or
Not that I
not?
know of.
I'm not certain. They've interviewed quite a few people, but I don't know.
Because there was a
Oh, for Michael.
yeah, because there was a thing on YouTube the other day that I managed to catch, and it was somebody on YouTube, and they were interviewing Walter Koenig.
I don't know because we interviewed Walter. Sorry, it's as I was told it's Koenig, but that's all right. I'm not trying to correct you, young lady. Um, I was told, and it's Koenig, and I told Mark. I said, Mark, I am not going to use my southern accent in the pronunciation. I said it's Koenig, but thank you, Mark. I appreciate it. I get that. It was an incredible interview, and then I just ran out of material.
Oh man.
And that's the one where Walter Koenig slammed me on air. There is no two-part weather question, Roger. Oh, that's the slam that I got from him on air, and everyone just died laughing because there was a point to it, but my story was a bit elongated because I was running out of material.
Oh
And
man.
oh, dude, he went for the kill. That weapons officer of the Enterprise went in for the kill. Lock phasers, fire!
Yeah, lock phases and get the target range and press the down button.
There it is, folks. Thank you. Thank you, Frank. I appreciate it, folks. You see it on screen right there. So if you want to check it out, I believe Frank did say that they're doing it again. They're continuing. And there might have been a tiny hiatus, and that's my fault because I'm a little a little lost to the world right now. A little nervous because you guys all know what's going to happen on the 29th. So it's already on my mind, unfortunately. It's 11 days away. So, but it's all good. Folks, they're going to give me that shot. It hurts so much that anyone who knows me knows I'm frightened of shots, but it hurts so much. And I'm like, all right, come on, let's go. Let's go. I want it to end. So Frank says that they're going to have another shoot April 6 to 7. So if you guys
Nice.
want to check it out, head on over there. And obviously, there are fan film productions going on that if you're interested in helping out, you may go ahead and contact them right now. I don't pretend to be knowledgeable in knowing whether they need people or not, but fan productions are done for the love of the love of the love of doing it.
For the love of the art.
Yes. Oh, there it is. Oh, yes. Frank, was that? Oh my.
Lord.
Oh Lord.
More like, oh no.
Frank's like, you dumb bastard.
Okay, he's sitting there going, oh no.
I may have lost that one, but it wasn't done intentionally. It was just, oh yes. You see, that's the voice I heard. Oh yes.
Oh, the things that go through your mind, Roger.
Sadly, and they usually just go through.
No, I need PAs and makeup.
Yeah. Thanks, Frank. I appreciate that, buddy. Sure, Roger. Yeah, it wasn't done intentionally. It happens, but it's all good.
Yeah, right. You do realise Michael is sitting there and he's putting this all down in the book as much to say, next week I'm going to screw Roger over by dumping the so and so onto him
Oh,
without any foreknowledge.
I've already sent out 2 emails, Roger.
I was about to say, Aisha, in ways that you haven't a clue.
And you
You're
have to
saying that, and
remember,
I'm all like, no, it's gonna
he
be a
would
few
never
hours
make
from now.
Michael would never make a formal log of anything negative that could get back to him.
Oh, you missed about my book, Dream.
Oh man, I did, but I got to get
You
going.
did. Now,
Everybody,
Roger didn't even remember that I said that. I said I'm writing a book.
oh,
Oh.
congratulations!
Yes.
I'm excited. I can't wait to read it.
I can't wait to see the sequel to Jack and Janet.
Oh Lord.
That's reaching in first grade material here. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Team.
Instead of Jack and
You said-
Janet, it's John and Jill.
Actually, everyone who went to school in our time know exactly who Jack and Janet are. And I'm not talking about Three's Company. Dream.
No, but he's writing the sequel to The Giving Tree. Roger's writing the sequel to The Giving Tree. It's called The Giving Tree Collects Interest.
That's
You're being especially
tamer
sharp.
than
this morning.
it's tamer than the one I come with. I thought about. Instead of the giving tree, it's the give it back tree.
Okay, Frank, who's that directed at? Is that directed at Michael or is that
I
directed
didn't
at
know
me?
he could read.
I got to get going, guys. I'll take care.
That's
care.
what it was. Dream. Thanks for spending
Yeah.
some time with us this morning. Again, respect
Adios,
you.
my
Love
man.
you, brother. See you soon. All right.
See ya. Bye.
Yeah.
All right.
Stay
Man.
safe.
Yeah.
Oh, we gone.
Yeah. I'm gonna put Michael in the spot that he dislikes passionately. Wow, that was even quicker. I mean, I had just moved it and my hand was resting the mouse. I'm like, oh, I don't think I can even move that.
If you two ladies will want this, just let me know and I can turn off my screen so I don't get seasick.
That's a bit hypocritical. Lady,
Yeah, but you love me, really.
you think about that. Oh my goodness, that's fun.
Well, I consider this, victimization because I ain't got the buttons to play. It's not fair. I don't have any buttons to play with.
Is that an official request to have authority to the buttons?
Yeah, I want the authority to play with the damn buttons. I mean, I bought myself a free screen. What else do you want?
You did.
Within reason,
you did
of course.
buy the other screen.
Yeah. Well,
You did.
what, I've got to go buy another one?
No.
Yeah.
We'll discuss it off. Actually, what I was hoping to do, Aisha, is I think I was going to try to set it up with you where you would be able to log in. But as Michael knows, I think Michael was laughing away saying, he's not going to do it. Not going to do it. I jumped into the green room at 16 seconds. Oh man, it was difficult this morning. It genuinely was. I'm just a little bit on the tired side. And like I said, I'm going through an emotional roller coaster. I dreamt about it. I even talked about it, folks. I even spoke to my daughter. I said, "You want?" I'm ready to go. Like, wow, okay. I've known that for several years, and yeah, I've already hinted enough about it, and I mean, it's really affecting me right now. So, in a good way, but in a way. And for everyone watching this, have you seen the movie with Clint Eastwood, In the Line of Fire? He plays a Secret Service agent. You've seen that one, haven't you, Michael?
No.
No? Oh, wow. Okay. Aisha, have you seen that one?
I may have seen parts of it, but I don't
Okay.
think I've actually ever sat down and watched the whole thing all the way through.
It's entertaining. I don't want to reveal anything, and it's a Clint Eastwood movie. It's either if you like Clint Eastwood, you will like the movie. If you do not like don't even. Yeah, it's just it is what it is. He is older, and the story of it, without revealing, is he is an older Secret Service agent, and he has issues. And he's Clint Eastwood. He connects with one of the characters, and I think there's a passionate scene, and there's nothing that happens, but they're they're finally going to score, for lack of a better word, and they're doing everything that they have to do, and Secret Service is loaded with equipment, and you can see them trying to take everything off, and it's a lot, and then they're like about to whatever, and then they get a call, and the thing is, oh man, we got to go. POTUS is moving up his talk. POTUS is an acronym for President of the United States. It's and they got the message. Oh, POTUS is moving an event, so they got to move. And she gets up, and Clint Eastwood's all like, "Oh man, now I got to put all that shite back on." And it's really funny because you see everything they did, and it's just, oh my god, it's really funny.
It's,
Because you
that's
can
actually
see everything.
yeah. I think didn't they use the same gag on Man from Uncle with Elia Kuriakin,
I don't recall that.
or was it Robert Vaughn with as Napoleon Solo? Not sure. I'm sure they did something similar with Man from Uncle, because Man from Uncle was for doing stupid things like that. I don't know. See, I used to watch that religiously. Mr. Waverly is number one.
I know those programs. I started watching quite a few of them when they were on late at night, and over here on the West Coast, we had different programming throughout the weeks and weekends, which it was really cool, the variety, because we had so many channels out here. I know we had channel 2, we had channel 4, channel 5, channel 7, channel 9, 11, 13, and then you had is it UHF or VHF?
VHF is the low one. UHF was the upper one. 14 and above.
Thank you, Michael. We had 18, 22, 28, 34. I mean, we had quite a few channels, and you would turn into Ultraman, Lost in Space, and you would turn into Time Tunnel, Land of the Giants, which I never saw. My brother
I watched Land of the Giants.
Were fans of Land of the Giants. Michael, did you see Land of the Giants? Because I think that
did.
was just a bit before me.
I did.
And
I remember Land of the Giants, yeah.
And they speak of that one with a lot of love. I think that was their Star Trek, because I was born before Star Trek went off air, the original run, which I tell everyone, a tiny little connection I have is my oldest was born just before TNG went off the air. I think it's kind of cool, those little connections there. Just can't plan those things.
No.
Damn network executives.
Well, Land of the Giants was on almost at the same time that Star Trek Original Series aired. So
really,
yeah, I was going to say, because I remember watching both at the same time.
I guess I had
between, what was it?
But I don't think Land of the Giants went like Star Trek did in reruns.
No. I mean, I very rarely see Land of the Giants anywhere. But I mean, there was Land of the Giants, Star Trek, Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea was another one at the same time.
Yeah, that was a little bit earlier.
Yeah, with Richard Basehart.
I remember Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea, which I'm not going to say I watched it religiously, but I watched it religiously. Yeah. I thought it was fun. I thought Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea was a version of Star Trek, but I had no idea that it was before. Like Lost in Space was a year before Star Trek.
Yeah.
Yeah, Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea ran from 64 to 68.
Yeah. And of course you had the original Batman as well with Adam West.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
Come on.
Yeah, of course.
That was played for laughs all the way through.
But it's like, okay, forgive me, I'm gonna have to take a quick moment. But anyway, the thing about Batman, did you know that someone did a YouTube collage or a video?
Holy shit!
I think we all have to take our meds. Oh my god, this is senior hour.
Okay, what's this? Have I got a con or something? You two are going to disappear and talking the dog and bone, and I've got the con. I'm going to bore the pants off everybody.
I will hand the con over to you in a moment, but it's so fun. That was funny right now. But I remember,
but you can't press the buttons.
No, that's very true. I cannot
So
press
then,
any damn button.
Aisha will remain the OOD. Did I tell you guys that story?
The
I would
Ood?
always,
Really?
yeah, the officer of the
She's
deck.
the Ood?
The Ood, yes. Oh, Michael, very good. I would use that parlance at work. I live Star Trek at
She's not
work.
too happy about that, Roger.
Hey, well, whatever. Someone's got to be in charge. So,
No, that she's an
So
Ood.
you say
yes,
it's officer of the
figurehead.
deck, and
Very
we say
good.
it's officer of the day.
Oh, okay.
You see, you say officer of the deck, but
Yes,
in our power launch, when it's like that, it's officer of the day.
that is cool. I
The
like that.
same as ROS is regimental orderly sergeant.
Yeah, we don't have that one over here, at least
No.
that I know of. But they have a similar title, but that's, yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even be able to pretend to comment on that one right now. But the I would use that terminology, and I had supervisors when they would leave the office. They would say, "You have the bridge." I mean, I'm like, I'm losing my mind. I mean, it was cool that they would play along as well. So one time I was leaving, and it was really kind of neat. And folks, all
Oh,
hands,
all hands.
all hands. Good
I
morning,
won't
young
do
man.
that.
How are you? I mean, he's dressed in uniform. Damn it! If
As
there's something-
always, just to get back at you, because you're always in a uniform when I'm on. And I said, I'm going to get back at Roger. I'm just going to wear my uniform.
Good
Frank,
for you, Frank.
I had forgotten about that young man.
for
Damn,
you.
and I thought I kept. I thought I was vindictive. Frank, that's early in the morning, young man. You're looking good there, Admiral. How are you?
I'm doing good. I have taken the week. We've got very quickly, finally getting Romulan Ales underway in April. However, the interesting thing, I don't even think Michael knows this, is on March 8th, Josh Irwin from Avalon is coming down to help finish off whatever we have left to do on the bridge, because we're in a reconstruct right now. But Neutral Zone is coming up the next day to film an episode on our bridge that Ray Tessie has really fell in love with the bridge, and he wants to film a segment up there that he's had for story ideas. So that's why I'm rushing around trying to get everything refixed and stuff like that. I'll be going up later.
Frank, I have to tell you that bridge set that you built, and that I was privileged to see the construction that was going on. You did a phenomenal job on that bridge. I understand you're doing something else right now, but that bridge that you did, wow, that
Oh
was
no,
impressive.
up here,
He's enhancing it.
I mean,
Yeah, I
right
understand.
here,
Yeah.
these are all TVs now.
Oh,
These
wow.
are all TVs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why have you got Stargazer up there?
Actually, that's my ship, the U.S.
Don't cross the streams, Aisha. Just kidding, Frank. I had nothing to say on that one. Frank, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, it does look like a Stargazer, but believe it or not, when I was looking for ships to do this series, because my original series, Dreadnought Dominion, we used a Dreadnought out of Franz Joseph's book, but I wanted a whole different look, so I was looking online, and all of a sudden I saw this temporal cruiser that they had for Star Trek Online, and I went, mine.
Oh, yeah.
And so
Yeah, and you know, folks, I unfortunately am infamous or famous for this comment I'm about to repeat right now. But one thing that I did appreciate, among other things, one thing that I did appreciate about Frank's production is, again, and you know, just take it for what it's worth. But when they did their production, they did it telling their own stories, their own characters, and everything. It was really cool. It was really neat. And you know, my words are going to be taken as an insult by someone. You know, it's F off. Don't
Oh,
care.
It just came
No.
true. Yeah.
Yeah, already. I'm talking about the creativity that they took the time, and I admire that. And there's nothing against Phase 2. There's nothing against Star Trek Continues. They're good. I mean, their work speaks for themselves, folks.
Yeah.
I just admire that they went ahead and did the ethos of Star Trek, going where no fan had gone before, which was really cool. And I've always admired that, Frank, that you guys had that creativity, and still do. I don't mean had.
no,
Oh yeah, had. There you go.
Ah, stop it! I'm going to be nailed for that too.
No,
the thing
I
that
have to write.
you take a look at productions like Farragut and stuff by Potemkin, Vance Major with
Yeah, I forgot.
Constar. They're all our own characters. They're not any. There are characters. I mean, we're not reliving Spock. We're not reliving Kirk. That's been done.
Many times.
Yeah,
And
frankly.
so what we're doing is just adding to the mythos. I mean, take a look at my bridge. Now you can tell it's a Star Trek type bridge, but really it's not the canon bridge that you would look at, but my ship's experimental, so I can make it look any way I want it to. As long as it keeps in that line.
Can I ask you something, Frank?
Sure.
Be frank.
Why the name? Is there a story behind the name?
Oh, there is.
The Phil
That's
Ferret
cool.
name?
Phil Ferret. Yeah.
Oh, Phil Ferret. Yeah. Okay. I'm a filker, which is science fiction folk music, and I love ferrets.
Okay.
So Phil Ferret.
Oh, cool. I like that.
And I've been Phil Ferret since 1998.
Bloody Nora. Good for you, man.
All kidding aside,
26 years.
I have to interrupt. I apologize. I really thought I had the stuff with me right now. The stuff. Yeah. I mean the pharmaceuticals. It's going to take me a minute or two. Aisha, you're the ood. Michael, you have the con. Forgive me a moment. And the ambassador.
Oh, you've gone again, Roger. You broke. Rev up and bugger off. Go on. Get out of there. Yeah, I like the shit. I like the shit. That's nice, that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, that's the it's, as I said, it's a little bit different now. I mean, I've got I don't know if you see if I can do this. I don't think, because I don't have it on. Let me see.
No, because you see, the closest I get to doing what you're doing is I do creative writing on a Star Trek sim.
Well, see, that's hey, everything is, I mean, great. You know, it's the love of what you do, and if you're a writer, that's fantastic. I wish I could write. I mean, I write songs, but they're nothing great. But I mean, you know, I love the story, and that's what we also try to do. Is we try to do the story and not the action, bang bang, you know, shoot them up and everything else. Trying to see. Okay, so let's see how this will come out. All right. Is that the one I want? No, that's not the one I want.
Hell, we don't know. Yeah, I even created my own alien species. I did a Gene Roddenberry and worked it all out and stuck it all in the correct canon and everything. Didn't work so well, but you know. Oh, hello. Right. Who's ding-a-linging now? Someone's ding-a-linging.
So I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but I'll try it. Okay, so can you see? Yeah, figures. I've got my lights on. Let me turn my lights off in the back. Okay. How's that?
Whoop. Oh, hey, yeah.
Yeah. A little further back. There you go.
There you go.
So you see how I've got lights in there now. My bottom lights are a little bit different, and I've got a window of the house behind me.
But yeah, that's what's nice.
Yeah, that's what see. We've got pictures. I mean, that now. Let me see if I can get it to move, because I was sending this. No, I don't want it as a sticker.
Oh, why not?
Yeah,
go on. You make a killing on that one.
Actually, I think that was no, that was the ones before. But as you can see, we've been doing a.
You got off. You got off, Frank.
You know, that was from yesterday, sanding down walls and stuff like that. Ready room in there.
Yeah.
I still am going to do that documentary one of these days with all the production pictures I have taken. I'm going to do a short called How to Build a Starship from the Things You Find at Home.
You'll be surprised what gets used, I'm telling you.
That's funny. Like,
I mean, you look at Michael Okuda, he's the first one to turn around and say some of the stuff that he uses you would not think. That guy's just a genius.
Oh yeah, I mean, that it's just the things that you look at out there, in just the incredible imagination. When I go into a store, like Michael's or someplace like that, a craft store, or even like Lowe's and stuff like that, or Home Depot, or Walmart, I'm always looking for strange looking things that can be turned into props.
Yeah, well, you think about it. I mean, if I remember rightly, was it Star Wars, the first one that they did?
Mm-hmm.
The little communicator that he's sitting using, that's actually a lady shave.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Shaver.
Yeah,
it is. It's a little shaver that he's talked about Anakin when he first meets Anakin.
oh, yes, in Star Wars, yes.
Yeah, the little one. That's actually a female wet razor, and they just altered it.
Yeah,
I think in Enterprise, when they had the first universal translator that they were wearing on their uniforms, I think that was an air freshener. If I remember correctly, I think it was an air freshener canister. And I have breathing problems, so I have these like Bria and stuff like that where I inhale, and they've got. I've always have enough of those. I'm thinking of trying to figure out how to turn them into a communications device or something like that. Because anything that looks strange, look at me. I'm strange.
Oh, stop it. Stop it. I do want to share with you that I had one of those moments, maybe a bit in reverse, where I was watching the episode, I believe it was Star Trek Voyager, Swarm, where Janeway is up on the upper level of the engineering deck, and she's going in to open up these cargo containers or something, and she unlocks them, whatever. And I'm like, oh my God, I have those.
Yeah.
Yes, I did. I actually still do. And I was like, that is cool. They had just begun to hit the market, so no one really had them yet, but we did. And I'm not going to brag. It was that woman, that significant other that was here, that purchased that. So when I'm watching the episode of Voyager, so I'm like, hey. So when Janeway and I are desperate, we know where to go. The cargo container.
Yeah. My favorite science fiction things to do with containers is the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, when they first enter the Vogon ship and they're going through the containers, and he goes, blasters. Oh yeah, bang. Now that's what we're looking for. And he pulls out towels. Just a darn towel. Goes, you got to have a towel.
Don't forget your towels.
Don't forget your towel. Yep.
Thanks for all the fish and 42.
Yep. And it starts at your feet, and if it ends at your head, you've done a successful light jump. Hey-ho.
Intergalactic Gargle Blaster.
The most potent drink in the world. It's like being slammed in the head with a gold brick.
There you go.
So
not that I'm a Hitchhiker fan,
No, it's all good. But I love the token Brit on there. And by the way, Frank, I'm not sure how familiar you are with StreamYard. I think you use StreamYard as well, but you know that you have the option on your name to put like the three of us, either a comment or a website. Have you seen that?
As a matter of fact, when I was coming in, I noticed that because right now we're doing Critical Not Cynical as a podcast with Jefferson. I always forget Jefferson's last name.
Oops.
And what we do is we tape it now. We don't do it live, and we've been putting it out.
More fun live, young man.
I know it's a lot more fun live, without
but not
a doubt.
as professional.
Yeah. So we're basically doing that. I haven't done.
Are you going corporate on us?
Am I going corporate on you?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. I'm just looking for the roll in on the money, right? Right.
No, I meant the
Yeah,
level
that's
of
the reason
Please, Louise,
I
I've had to
meant
leave Frank.
professionalism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
talk about insult the guest. I mean, that's cool. That is, Rog.
Actually, Frank is a good person. We
Yeah,
Yeah,
Frank
rated
didn't hear what I said, and I'm so glad he didn't.
Michael and I go back to the begin. My
The
beginning
dark
days with
ages.
Farragut.
the
So
dark
I've
age.
known Michael since, gosh knows what, 2010, 2009. No, it was even further back, 2007.
2008.
No, 2008.
Yeah.
Roger, he's just a baby. I've only known him for about like 5 or 6 years. Has it been that long? It may have been
It
shorter.
may be no, sir. I believe it was long before COVID.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
Frank, it has been a little bit.
it has been a little bit.
Not
Yeah.
10. I think it's somewhere in between 10 and 5.
So I consider myself
When did sorry, Frank, when did Dominion begin?
Dominion started in
14.
14. Yeah. In
About
14.
that time. Maybe
Yeah,
2015, 2016.
It probably is.
Yeah.
Probably is. Yeah, about 14. And as a matter of fact, it was funny. I was looking up on your page, Michael, a little while ago to see,
Sorry.
because when I was the one that called Michael earlier in the program, by the way, that he
Oh, I was
stopped
not
it.
trying to tell them that.
That was me, but you guys should have figured it. So that's why I knew he was on this morning, because I didn't realize he had a podcast. And
Neither did I.
Yeah, so I was on. So I was.
He hates that. He hates it.
I was online on Michael's page and see if I could get the link for this, and I saw one of his pictures where it was really in the very beginning of when we were doing the studio in Kingsland, and we were on the bridge. And Michael, you were in the command chair. Donna was up where
Wow.
I remember,
Chekhov
yeah.
said, yeah, and
That's
then
a rarity.
yeah, it was funny, and everybody standing in the back, and I sent it to a couple of people down at Axonar and said, see, I was there in one of the beginnings, and I was talking because I'm friends with them down there. They're having to shoot this weekend that unfortunately I couldn't have made because I'm working on my bridge. But
Aw.
the thing is all the memories come rushing back of all that time and stuff.
Scary
and all
memories.
the pictures. Yeah, I mean it's just incredible the ride this fan film has been. I mean, a fan film world. I mean, what it was like then and what it's like today is almost night and day. It's almost night and day.
It was amazing being a fan of this. And that's my whole connection to all of this. Having the privilege and being able to enjoy it as a fan, first and foremost, and then being able to join the conversation. Are you effing kidding me? That has been one of my privileges. And I wanted to go back a moment. Hopefully this doesn't take away from what Frank said. My not mentioning certain programs doesn't mean I'm dissing them, folks, because I didn't realize if I don't say something or if I do say something, I'm surprised, sadly, that I end up paying for it both ways. And I just wanted to mention, because when Frank was even mentioning a few programs that I didn't mention, it wasn't deliberate, folks. It's just there were so many. Look,
There's a lot of animosity for different people in fan films, and it's stupid because we all live under IDIC, and those who cannot understand that and live in their basements and just troll everybody under the sun can take it and shove it up where it don't shine.
I would have looked up and done my do I see that image? But right now my neck hurts too much. I can't do that. That Frank, unsadly, that might be my
Dave's
move.
gone again.
What?
Michael's gone again.
Oh,
He's gone again.
I believe his phone or his
Yeah.
communication device.
Well, it ain't Frank this time.
Well said, Frank.
I understand because it was funny because somebody was had somebody on the show, one of their shows, and that particular hate group put him on on Flag. And I say to that particular hate group, you guys really need to grow up and get a life. But anyways,
Yeah.
That's I've never understood that. You know, we've all got a love of a franchise. Why the hell knock bits off one another? I've never understood that personally.
because
I
people are jealous.
yeah.
Those people who really hate certain things, I mean, they don't have the creativity, they don't have the knowledge, they don't have a life. The only way they can communicate with people is to spew hate and spew conspiracies. I will be honest that a couple of the people in the field that I've heard bad things about, I actually got out and got to know them. And
Mm.
that's the big thing is really sit down and talk. I mean, nobody's going to always get along with everybody,
Nope.
Oh no, 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 no,
but
no.
be polite.
Yeah, I mean, you're always going to have, so we say, creative differences, aren't you?
Exactly. Of
And
course.
ego differences, sadly. But
Yeah.
yeah. I appreciate you share that, Frank, and I agree. And like I said, I'm lucky being on the outside, being able to observe the product. And I've always been one that I was writing reviews, and I've hidden the reviews now. Michael knows that I tore a product apart. Everyone saw it as a negative review when it was an honest review, and there was a challenge in that review at the very end. The challenge was ignored, and I'm not going to mention the production anymore because I they did one episode and they're done. Good for them, you know. But I basically said, look, I get it. We all want to be where you are, and you've taken the steps to do it, and I respect and admire it. Your production looks snazzy, it looks good, but you're using all the lines that came before you, and you're living the Kirk moment. The character wasn't Kirk, but they were reliving it, and it was really good stuff. But it's like, dude, we've seen that already. It's like I can go watch Star Trek 2: The Wrath of Khan, whatever. But it's amazing what you're doing. Why don't you take us to places that we haven't been to as opposed to where we've been? Because we all want to turn around and have that moment, you know, Mr. Spock, now, in 16309, activate. We all want to do that. We all want to act it out. We want second star to the right and straight on the morning. I mean, come on, cut it out. So I had written the review and I was torn
Geez,
as
I'll
fuck.
have to take those lines out of this next
Oh,
production.
okay, that's funny,
I
Frank.
love it.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Frank. That was good, but it was
That's why I won't watch any of Frank's productions anymore.
Oh, shut up.
it's an exaggeration, folks. And we all love to take that which came before us. But this production was a retread of every line. And I told Michael, I said, it's look, I don't feel bad about writing the review, but they missed it because I told them in my final paragraph, I said, what you are doing looks good.
I'd like to see this review.
Ooh, well,
I
I
would.
I'll have to dig it up, Frank. I believe I have it on one of my, eighth generation computers.
And,
Eighth
and, and,
generation
and,
removed.
you know I'm not critical. I mean, I look at it just out of curiosity.
And I thought it was a fair review. I didn't slam them per se. I said, okay, look, guys, what you did is we've heard it all. Do your stuff. It was a semi West Coast production. That's all I'm going to say on air right now. And they did one episode, which was really good, man. And they put a lot of work behind it, but they used every catchphrase that was there, and it was just like, come on, guys, it looks good. And okay, in my final paragraph, I said, what you're doing really looks good. There's a lot of work behind it, but instead of reminding us where we came from, take us to places where we have not gone. That was my final review, my final paragraph. And they just, said, you're a hater, you're ignorant, I don't understand what's going on. And I was like, okay. I had an opinion. I gave you guys love. It was parental love. I gave you, a little bit of love, but I also said, hey, do this.
They
And
probably
they,
never even read the last paragraph. That's the thing.
Yeah, and that's probably what it. You see, I want you to tear apart my productions. I want you to tell me what you think is wrong. How am I going to get better if I don't know what you don't like?
and you
Yeah.
know, Frank, I didn't tear apart the production.
Well, no, okay.
It was
Be
no.
fair.
I know. I'm
Good
not
to
arguing, Frank. Right?
Oh,
Yeah,
oh.
yeah. I'm not arguing. Yeah, and no.
You and I are passionate, Roger. That's
We
the
are,
thing.
yeah.
Oh, I almost said
Yeah.
something.
I know.
Yeah.
Hank would have killed me, but
you
I
and I
might
are in the
say
same
it.
No, wait, hold it. I want to hear
Yeah.
what Michael was going to say.
Yeah, no. It's just and
Well, you remember the one thing that I was really critical when I was down on your, I think it was your first shoot for Dreadnought Dominion.
Oh, first shoot for Dreadnought Dominion was way. I mean, that was a disaster from beginning to end.
Well, I'm
Doesn't
thinking
matter.
of
You're
the
doing it.
captain's quarter scene.
Oh, the captain's quarters scene, folks. Go and watch Dreadnought Dominion.
No, he knows what it is. I'm not saying it on air.
No,
but
that was the second shoot. I'm talking about Anchors
was that the
Away.
second? Oh, okay. Because I guess I missed the first one. Okay.
Yeah,
so that
no,
was the second.
Anchors Away was done the day after Farragut Fest, and Michael, we did it on Sunday, and it was like a 15-hour shoot. We all had to go home.
Oh yeah, so it was the second shoot then.
Yeah, it was the second shoot. Is that one where I was in the captain's room and I'm laying on the bed
and then we won't discuss.
Whoa! Are we talking?
Yeah, and everything blew up.
Yeah,
but anyway, I would still like to find that clip. I've got to look for that sequence.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're having a wonderful conversation this morning. I want to give a shout out to, of course, Thomas, who gave us a like earlier, as well as the irascible and wonderful Sonia Robles. Thank you for giving us a like as well. And Sonia, if you'd like to come in and join us, you are a hardcore Star Trek fan as well. So I sent you the link if you want to join us. Ladies and gentlemen, we're having a wonderful conversation. Frank Parker is here with us on a Sunday morning, which is a little bit of a surprise, and I thank him. Of course, Michael Day, Aisha, and Roger. I act like I'm in charge, but this is actually Aisha's program.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, is it your program, Aisha? I'm sorry.
No, not like that.
No,
what side is Roger on? Oh, there it is.
The thing is, Frank, right? He says it's my program, but I ain't got none of the buttons to play with, right? He got them. He got them. I got no buttons, but it's supposed to be my program. You know what I mean?
I think that's obviously unfair. I think that's called. Where's HR when you need them?
Yeah, exactly. Where's
the
HR?
line?
I'm head of HR, and I've already discussed it, and they're trying to work through it.
Okay, Frank, do you see the tagline under Aisha?
The token Brit.
Yeah.
Where's HR when you need them?
Yeah, I'm just a token. Hey, what do I care?
Okay, I'll be right back.
All right. Oh, I think he's going to try to fix the tagline.
He's going to fix the tagline. Oh, here we go.
Oh, my goodness. That is funny. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Waffle, formerly Talkative, formerly...
lots of other things.
Yeah,
Lots of other things to do with small furry animals.
Yes. I'm not even going to mention that one right now. But we're having a wonderful morning conversation. And this is what we do here. The idea behind the Sunday morning is Aisha's, where we had a great first episode. And then I mentioned to Aisha about, well, you know what, for next time, I'll have this. And I think before we even finished, she said, you don't get it, do you? There's no agenda. We just are having the conversation. And the idea behind that was Aisha.
Well, you know, if you have an agenda, if you have subjects that you've got to plow through, there comes a time when you get on that list and you think, you know what? Screw this. I'm fed up. Let's go off at a tangent. So you do. So why bother?
Yeah.
Let the program, as they say these days, the buzzwords, let it organically flow. Let it just go. What else
and then you can come in 5 seconds before airtime. Doesn't matter.
No.
Yeah.
So, so we have a slight disagreement. Who gives a monkeys? Twice even. I saw it.
Not you.
See, this is what I'm talking about. You got to get these things through. Got to get it out there.
Man, he's really taking that personal, man.
Yeah, of course
I
I'm taking
made it.
personal.
Unlike others, I made it, and we went live on time.
Yeah. But hey, you know, I was saying to Frank that I do a little bit of creative writing.
Yes.
There you go.
Oh, nice. I'm just about back in.
That's one of the
Really?
ones that I started on. That's one of the ones I started on. I got quite a way, actually.
Let me take. Go ahead, Aisha. Let me see that again. I didn't see it the first time because I was changing things. Ooh, I like. Is that a Miranda class?
Yeah. No, that's a oh damn it. I
Looks
know
like
what it
almost
is.
a Jupiter 2 remake.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's the Miranda class in the Next Generation. I forget which class that is because it has the weapons pod or the science
I got
pod.
it. It's Nevada class.
Nevada class. Oh.
It's a Nevada. Yeah. Sorry, Nebula.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nebula.
Nebula
Okay.
class. Now, Nevada and Anne Boleyn were the two names that I used for the ships. But no, it's a,
Really?
it's
Are
a
you
Nebula
English?
class.
I mean, seriously?
Yeah, I used the USS Nevada and the USS Anne Boleyn.
Oh, the
And the
token
lead-
Brit has a friend.
Yeah, and the lead ship was actually NCC 77703 USS Pathway.
Ah,
That was
cool.
the lead ship, and she's a upgraded class from the Voyager.
Aisha hasn't
Nice.
seen your tagline yet. It's funny.
But that's what I started writing it. You know, I've got
That's
a
nice.
captain
So
and all
is-
sorts.
Well, you all
Where
know.
where can we find that? Is that online any place or do you?
No.
No.
Here is one of.
I'm not that brave, to be honest.
Well,
one
you
of the
know,
two scripts
wait,
that
hold
I've
it.
written, folks. Here it is. This is one of the two scripts that I've written. This one is entitled "Today Hasn't Happened." It is registered with the Writers Guild. I did submit it when the Next Generation was on air, and the second episode. What? Okay, wait. Today hasn't happened. The second one was "We Will Never Forget." They're registered. If you're really creative and know how to look, you may be able to find it. But these are two of the scripts that I wrote, and this is the original typed script. This was written in Star Trek 16. This was written between January and March of 1992.
Send it to me. Send it to me.
I gotta put all that.
Send it to me.
I gotta digitize it.
Offline. Send it to me.
It's gonna take me a little bit, Frank.
But what I was gonna,
I don't have it digitized. All kidding aside, I will have to scan it.
What I want to tell you too is this, and this is something that I advocate.
Rip into my story, which is my love, my life. I don't want to.
This
I will.
I've heard that before.
I will.
I heard. No. It
Situation?
was an old radio program that somebody. Never mind. But anyways, as I was going to say about creativity.
Well, that's good.
The thing is, never be afraid of your creativity. You know how I shoot most of my films?
With the camera?
Yeah. Oh, slap him.
Okay. Do you know another way that I shoot a lot of my films?
No.
With the camera that I'm using to talk to you right now.
Yeah? Oh, wow.
Do you know how many people we have said go out and make the Star Trek fan film, even if it's a failure, it gets better? And you know how many people have gone out and at least tried it?
Yeah.
Never say that you're too afraid. What are you afraid of? People are going to go, oh my goodness, what about, I'm never going to talk to that person again as long as I live. I think they should be, over there, just stay in Britain and never come out at all. No.
If you want to read
I'm sorry.
If you want to read some of the stuff that I've written, there's a Star Trek sim called the USS Elysium. I write on there all the time.
I used to sim all the time as a Romulan engineer way back in the day. I have not done a sim, and I don't know how long. Please, Aisha, you're probably not. Are you on Facebook?
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah,
send
I'm
you the
on
link.
Facebook.
Yeah, send me the link. I need to speak with this lady. Needs to be a friend of mine on Facebook.
Oh,
Folks, I do want to say I submitted the spec scripts, so
Yeah.
I was in it, and my the first one today hasn't happened is based on a line from Redemption Part 2. And it
Okay.
is the scene where Sela and Picard meet for the first time, and she says something to the effect of, "Ask me the question that you want to ask me." And there's a moment of silence, and the conversation continues. And I'm like, what is the question? And I thought about it from my perspective. I'm like, okay, wow, okay. There is more to the question. It's obvious that, she's alluding to the events that no one in this universe knows of yesterday's Enterprise, that they don't know it as such, but there was more to that story. And because of what happened, there's ramifications that people know, and they try to do stuff related to that. And that's as far as I'm going to go with that story. And
Okay.
the reason
Hang
why I
on a
wrote,
second. I got to let my dog into the man cave before she goes nuts. Yeah.
As long as it's not my nemesis.
No, Snapples is sitting at my feet. This is Dax.
Oh, okay.
Come
Snapples,
on, Dip.
Snapples and Dads.
Oh,
That's kind of cool. That's some creative.
no, that was
Mike,
my daughter, actually, Shannon. I'll
It
tell
don't
you
matter.
something.
It doesn't fall very far from the tree, Frank.
Oh, no.
I have just found Frank's page and I am watching the moving pictures of that bridge, and he is there with Michael Day and 7 others, and this is from 2 years ago.
Oh wow,
Oh, no, it wasn't this
not
bridge.
2 years ago.
Oh, 2
2 years ago.
years ago.
That's when it was posted.
That's when it was
Yeah.
posted 2 years ago.
Yeah.
It's Nefarious Ferrets with Michael Day and 7 others.
Yeah.
Oh, were we?
we were probably we were probably on the Farragut Bridge at that time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was posted
Oh, I
2
like
years
the
ago.
garage door, Frank. That's cool.
Hey, it is what it is, folks. That's how
Yeah, I
it
like
is.
the garage door.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the garage.
Janeway's front screen was never like that.
It was funny when I kept on doing. I was putting up production pictures, and everybody kept on telling me about the garage door in front. And I finally said, "I've had it." And I took it into Photoshop, and I put the Romulan warbird.
That is cool.
Yeah.
You mentioned Snapples and Dax right now. My daughter is rather creative when it comes up to names, or when it comes to naming animals. I've mentioned to you that she has a Japanese inclination. She studied the language, so a lot of what we would consider unique words, some of our animals have been named. And you all know that I have a cat that I saved. She was in, well, it was a he at first. No, it was a she at first. No, it was a he. Sorry. Whoa. Okay. I asked my daughter, what is it? Is it boy or girl? And she said, well, it's a boy. I said, wow. And she had named the prior cat Apollo. And I'm like, okay. And he was a Siamese cat. Oh, he's beautiful. And she named him Apollo. And then we had another one that she named Orion. I was like, wow, that's great.
Ah, it's cool.
The cat that
like
I
that.
have now, I said, okay, you named Apollo. Oh, he's going to be Husker. Okay. And if you saw Blood and Chrome, they explained why Adama had the name Husker. And I was like, that was damn
No,
creative.
I
I
haven't seen
love that. Yes. So I named this kid Husker. Well, after about a month or two, my daughter was like, Dad, she's a she.
Huskery.
Yeah, actually,
Huskery.
at
Well,
that
just
moment,
just put an ISTA at the end of it.
I wasn't that smart. The cat remained Husker. And when people come over, they due to the way it's pronounced, oh, so how's the boy? I said, no. No pronouns needed, but it is Husker. And I told everyone that it was female, but now I remember because she did fit in the palm of my hands. We found her in the backyard.
Yeah.
We believe her dad brought her over because we believe the mother died. because she had barely opened her eyes.
Oh.
She was alone, but her dad brought her over, and the dad's with us right now as well. But she fit in the palm of my hand. Michael remembers when I was talking about that cat forever. I think Michael probably knows more of that cat than a lot of other people. And we took care of her, all three.
No, you're not to jump up on the speaking of cats, my Callie came in. She escaped from the house again, and the minute I opened up the man cave door, she came running into me.
I think she heard all the furry talk right now. So I do. I absolutely love that and adore that cat. She was very small, and we all, death was cheated on this one. Because
and that's a
could
good
not
thing.
be here.
I've got a cat up in a tree now. I mean, it sounds crazy, but this cat is 40 feet up in the tree. I can't get to her. She's not coming down. I finally got in touch with a friend this morning. She's been up there for 5 days. And of course, you can't get
wait,
the fire
still
department.
up there?
Yeah, she can't get down. I know that. And so I called a friend who is an arbor, and he's going to try to get out here. I mean, it's an outdoor cat, one of our outdoors, and she got chased up the tree, and she just, I can't get up 40 feet in the air. So
That's high. That is.
it is.
Yeah.
By the way,
you got a tractor beam. You can just
yeah, when you get the cat down, you have to go not Galaxy Quest, but you have to go Orville, and you got wood or Arbor Day. Remember that? That was fun.
Yeah. Speaking of Orville and names of animals, I have a white shepherd named Yapet.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I'm so sad that he passed away.
Yeah, I know. Norm McDonald.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
He passed away when they were doing post-production, right?
Yeah, post-production.
I understand from one or two sources that they had a little bit more for him,
Yeah.
but they had filmed what they filmed, and they didn't want to do anything else. They didn't want to mess it up. That's why we see a little bit less of Yaphet in the third season.
Yeah.
But
It's too bad.
It was. But he was great, man. I loved him in that 2-part episode. I think it was Identity. When that thing comes in and the young man's working, and he just storms. He goes in there and he gets all over the side, that thing. And it was good, man. I appreciate that character. Mr. So and so that does the Orville, I appreciate it, man. There was no doubt it was. Speaking of a fan production with a little bit of money, right?
Well, there are a couple people that are doing fan production on that. Eric Moran, I think, is working on one right now.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. Doing an Orville one?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know where that is in production. I've heard rumors of a couple other people that are thinking of doing it. So we'll see what happens.
could be an interesting proposition.
Yeah, it's still up in the air, folks, whether we're going to see a 4th season of Orville. But
I think it's pretty much.
Okay, what's funny is I was going to tell Frank, okay, what are you trying to show us? And in reality, it was a genuine life form.
Way to go, Cat.
That was funny.
Callie.
Way to go, Cat.
Yep.
I really thought
obviously
that Frank was doing this. He was holding. Yeah, he was holding. Okay, the first time, Frank, all we saw was the tail.
Yeah.
The second time, we saw a little bit of the body of it. That was funny.
I was going to say, obviously, didn't notice the warbird hanging off the garage door. Then,
Yeah. Will you stop knocking things over? Cats have no respect for. I mean, my desk is a mess.
That's how you know the world is not flat.
That's
got
exactly. Just getting
the world is flat. The buggers have knocked everything off by now.
See. See.
I like that.
Come here,
the world is not flat. Otherwise, cats would have knocked everything off by now. That is
exactly. Yeah, I have
that is a wonderful argument.
I have a meme of a cat sitting on top of an aircraft carrier, superimposed, and there's a jet fighter falling off into the ocean.
Hey, Frank, forgive me for being overtly rude and personal. Did you serve in the military?
It's funny. I spent, and I still am, a member of Civil Air Patrol, which is Air Force Auxiliary.
So you
Um,
are okay.
yeah, technically, I'm always since 1967. I have been a cadet, and I was a senior member in Civil Air Patrol, and with some break time. And I was raised during the Vietnam War, and definitely graduated in 1971. My problem is I'm colorblind, and that in itself is not a valid excuse because I could have been an infantryman. I found out years later I could have been an officer um, in the Army and in the Marine Corps because of the fact that you see the vivid reds and greens. One of the reasons I didn't go in wasn't because of the war, because I was wearing fatigues during the war as a Civil Air Patrol cadet. My hair was as short as any service person was. Is because I wanted to go into the service and learn something. And to be perfectly frank, today I wish I had gone in, even as I was young and foolish.
You're right, Frank. Most of us didn't pay attention to George C. Scott in Patton when he says, "What are you going to do when your grandson is sitting on your knee and you're by the fireside?" And he asks, "So, what
But
did you do in the Great World War II?" Well,
but over the years, I have done air search because Civil Air Patrol started as a combat unit during
yeah,
World War One, December 1st, 1940. One, or actually, yeah, it was 7 days before Pearl Harbor in
World War II.
41.
World War II.
Became an yeah, World War II. Yeah, you're right. And it became.
You're right, Frank. Sorry,
I was a public affairs officer.
it's bugging us.
I should remember all this stuff. But and then it became part of the Air Force in 1947, where it lost its combative. Made benevolent for aerospace education, emergency services, and a cadet program, and that's where. And I've served. I'm a lieutenant colonel right now. I mean, I've served in Civil Air Patrol since then, and I took some time off and. I was a squadron commander and the whole thing. And even though it's when I put my uniform on and my ribbons and stuff like that, that's all legal stuff. It's no stolen valor, but I do not put myself on the same level as a person who is, like my daughter. My daughter was in the Guard, and she went over and served over in Kuwait for a while. But as for the emergency services, where we fly 80% of all Air Force search and rescue missions, where like in Matthew a few years ago, Hurricane Matthew, we flew over 1 million hours doing FEMA. I spent 8 days on the ground at wing headquarters in North Carolina doing ground operations, where I was sending teams out into the field and stuff like that. Those are the things that I have done for the community and for the people. So that's my pride in that. And I don't get paid for it.
Cool.
Frank, I thank you for what you do. I always knew that you had something that I always meant to ask you, but typical Roger, jerk as he is, he does it publicly as opposed to privately. Admiral, you have kindred spirit from Aisha. She did serve as well, and she's regaled us with some stories. But I believe it's cool that we have two genuine service members with us right now. I know you probably wouldn't say that, but in fact, what you do, and I would never accuse you. I would never accuse you of stolen valor. I've been accused of stolen valor.
They have put us the closest I ever was to active and really active was when I was there's two areas of the Air Force that consider Civil Air Patrol almost full-time, even though we still don't get paid, and that's the chaplain corps. Any Civil Air Patrol chaplain can go out and minister to the troops. and the Inspector General program. And I was an Inspector General. I went through the Inspector General College. So it's, as I said, I wear the uniform of the Air Force with our special insignia on it. I would never be able to be buried in any of the national cemeteries. That doesn't matter to me. The fact is that I have helped kids go to the military academy. I've seen quite a few of our cadets go there. I've seen a lot of our cadets, be straight, upright, great citizens. To me, that's a reward.
Yeah. That's the
No,
way to be.
I thank you for sharing that, Frank. That's really good stuff. Aisha.
No, I ain't got nothing to say. I was just a groundhog. I got up to stupid things, as you do, Soldier, do not throw that thunder flash over there. Why not, sir? Because it might bounce. Okay. Oh dear.
Yeah. We used to do things like that.
Yeah.
When
you throw a thunder flash, and instead of it landing on the ground and just rolling around, it sort of bounces off the canopy of a Land Rover and then rolls into a helicopter and into the cockpit and blows all the bloody perspex out. They tend to get a bit upset with you.
A cat was involved in all that.
They tend to stand there and the riot act, and you're standing there going, yes, sir. No, sir. Yes, sir.
I meant to do that.
Yeah.
Every time my cat falls off the shelf, I look at her and she goes, I meant to do that.
Yeah. I did that on purpose, I just.
That's funny. I like that.
Yeah, I only served 9 years. I didn't do a lot. I only served the 9 years.
Oh, only.
And I thank you for your service in that. I mean, that's a wonderful thing. As I said, there's many things I wish I had done younger, but you know what my past was until the age of 45, Roger. I've told you that I'm a recovering alcoholic, and that was the thing that clouded my judgment completely. And I'm not ashamed to say that. I mean, I'm not proud of it at all. It's just that, and I don't use it as an excuse, but it does cloud your mind. You just can't with a 17% success rate for recovering alcoholics. 17%. It's not a good average.
No,
but you're here.
You
Sorry.
seem to be doing well.
Yeah.
You seem to be doing very well. So you should be proud of yourself, man.
Not that I really want to say, but I'm proud of you.
25 years. So,
Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool.
Oh, yeah.
As they say over here, I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't live any longer. It just seems that way.
I had a ring that I wore regularly, which I purchased. It was a family. It was like a remembrance ring, and I used to wear it all the time. And it's a family ring. If you have a service member that's in the family, or someone that and I wore it proudly. I had a U.S. Navy ring. It wasn't, a real ring from the U.S., but it was in that style. It was a remembrance ring.
Yeah.
And I had the ring on. It was really nice. I may go find it right now, but I had to stop. I had to stop wearing it because I would regularly, people would see the ring and without me even saying anything, take my hand and say, thank you for your service. I'm like, no. Oh, wow. See, that's real.
See this hat?
Yeah.
You know how many people have thanked me for my service?
Oh my goodness!
And
yes.
Aren't you clever? So there you are. There's my veterans badge.
Here's the other half of the Parker contingent.
Yeah.
Come here.
That's my veterans badge, and that's my copy.
Morning.
Hi there.
Yeah, I got Shanghai.
I'm waiting for my check.
Yeah, I should bring that back in a moment. Yes.
Here, give me a second. I need to do something for her. Take me 13 seconds. Well, maybe a little longer.
1, 2. I'll kidding aside.
Shut up, Roger.
He knows you so
Aisha, take your program back over and kick him off.
Oh, I wish I could, but I can't.
Okay, you know
I
what?
need the man. I need the man.
He'll take all the buttons away.
Okay, I'm sorry, but that was funny. Oh, Roger, shut up. I'm like, whoops.
Yeah, yeah. He knows you so well, Rog.
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness, I gotta
I've
admit.
got his Facebook page here. Crossroads Star Trek fan production. Project Gemini. It's all on here. So there you go. I found him. I take it that
Cool.
was Donna that's just come in, wasn't it?
Yes,
Yeah,
correct.
that's Donna. Yep, that's my wife.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
glad she
she's,
stopped in to say hi. That is cool.
Yeah, no, we're going to be going down a little bit to continue our foray into bridge construction.
Yeah. I remember when Frank was building his sets, and obviously he shared it. It was a marvelous job. Stupid cantankerous Roger commented because he had set everything up. It wasn't final, and he put the viewer, and it was off by maybe a fraction of an inch, maybe. And good old Roger was like, "It doesn't look right." Frank didn't answer me on that one, and I was like, "Man, I was just kind of screwing with him a little bit because I knew he was going to fix it." But Frank never answered that one. I'm like, "Oh, come on, man! I
we
know
know
you're
you're
in the middle of
OCP.
construction."
Oh, look, come on. We know you're OCP. We know
Right.
this.
Oh my God! Did you guys see the video when we were outside the CVS and the when my daughter wouldn't put the handle back on the cradle? Oh my God, that was driving me insane.
Yeah, we OCP. It's not straight. No, it's not
I
straight.
apologize. So when Frank had it off by about half a micron, I'm like, "Don't look right." Like I
That don't
said,
look right.
me back.
The poor
Oh
girl
my
got really upset. She tried to move it. Still don't look
He
right.
made it look right later, but I was just screwing around. But it was my OCP, I guess.
Well, I can understand that.
Yeah, all right, lighten up, lighten up. That's funny. That's funny, Frank. Thank you.
I like that too. That's cool.
Yeah, that was
That's
good.
cool.
He acknowledged
very
my
quick.
stupidity.
I went out to visit my daughter in Arizona a few years ago, and in her bathroom, in the guest room, she had one of those mirrors that was, on the wall. You couldn't move, and it was a 16th of an inch out of line. And I went nuts. Ask Michael. I'll go up to the place in Deep Creek, and I will sit there and I will straighten his pictures because they're always out of line.
Well, neither of you are getting anywhere near my collection, right? You just leave those damn things well alone.
Well, actually, it's very neat. It's
Actually, it
unlike
does look
this
neat.
back here.
Yeah, you should see the reason I have the green screen behind me is my man cave right now has got 10,000 things up, and I'm actually, my usual computer is over here, okay, but I've got a Mac set up here with the green screen for filming and everything else. Let me see.
Nope, he's gone now. You see,
I'm really on the.
Yeah, if I bring this forward and I go up, you'll see there is, in fact, a whole other row up top there.
Okay, there we are.
Yeah.
Yep.
That is cool.
Those are my girls.
Yeah.
Those are all my girls up there.
Nice.
All my girls. All my
What are?
anime.
I can't see the names of them.
They're anime. You won't see them. You won't. Hang on.
Okay,
I can show you one. I can show you one. Just got to get her down. Open says me.
Yeah, my daughter is big into anime, without a doubt.
Yeah.
One of my daughters, anyway. Oops.
There you go.
One thing about green screen. Oh, nice. Oh, sweet.
Wow.
Sweet. That's great. Don't let my daughter over there. She'll steal them all.
I've got about 30 anime figures and about 40 or 50 complete series on DVD Blu-ray.
Wow.
Aisha, Frank had his wife show up when you were showing us your veterans bin. Would you bring that back? You can show. That was cool. We just had a lot of background stuff going on at that moment. I didn't
Yeah.
want it.
Oh,
I didn't want to have it pass
oh yeah, no, definitely.
because I know Frank did not hear you when you were showing that. It's like,
Oh, okay, yeah, no, it wasn't.
Yeah.
There you
Oh,
go.
let me see.
That is a veteran's badge,
Oh, nice.
yeah.
and
Oh,
underneath
that is
underneath it is the poppy under there, which I wear every day. Is the poppy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that thing is now where Aisha, are you actually across the pond or are you in the US?
Yes.
No, I'm across the pond. I'm in glorious Britain. I'm about 16 miles outside of a place called Salisbury.
Salisbury, cool.
Yeah,
Cool,
Salisbury Plain, where all the soldiers go training.
Yeah.
In fact,
Now-
I work with the military Monday to Friday. That's part of my job. I drive them around.
I was going to say, I know that the poppy seems to be a real popular thing with the British Army. What is the significance of that? Do you?
It comes from the First World War, from Flanders Fields.
Was it Flanders?
poem.
Okay, yeah.
There's a poem called Flanders Field, and the poppy comes from that.
I have seen that poem. Yes, I'm an astute amateur historian in the First World War and the Second World War. I watched documentaries on it.
Yeah, join the club. Yeah. I actually wrote a similar kind of poem myself at one stage. I let Roger.
And I thank you for sharing that with us. If you could, you should share it with Frank. I was honored that you shared that with us because that was not
I would
public.
love to hear it.
Yeah, it's well, I'd have to go look for it.
I know, and I'm sorry.
I did pass a message on to you, by the way.
You did, Aisha. You did send me a friend request. I hope.
Yes, I did. I sent a friend request and a message to you as well, saying I'm here. You know.
Okay, good.
You may live to regret that, Frank. I'm telling you now.
No, that's okay. I also have Frank Parker Jr. on that. That's also me, but I'm usually on Nefarious Ferrets. So.
Yeah, I got it off the the Crossroads fan Star Trek fan production site.
Yeah, and if you wanted to join that, I'll go in and I'll approve you on that. Roger, I kicked out 3 months ago. He probably doesn't even realize it.
2.5 months.
Oh, excuse me.
2.5 months. What?
That's okay. I'm surprised. Michael's an admin on that. I'm surprised he didn't kick you off earlier.
I kicked myself off. Didn't you know that?
Yeah, I noticed that. Why?
Oh, you know, I'm getting rid of things, you know.
Yeah, that's right. So
that's funny.
I would call him at 3 o'clock in the morning, but he's usually up.
That's the problem.
Yeah, I used to be that way for a while, but then now with this blasted thing, it's really screwing up with my sleep pattern. Thank God it's kind of normal, the sleep pattern.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Well, I'm trying to adjust myself out right now because I don't know if Michael told you, but I just found out that I have diabetes. Probably it's type 2. So now I have to sit there and can't eat my candy and that's probably why I had it. Is I pushed too much on the candy.
Young man, please enlighten me because I should know this, but the difference between 1 and 2. 1, I understand you can take
is insulin. Yeah, insulin I believe is type 1 and type 2.
Type 1 is when you have it basically when you're very, very young. Type 2 is you develop it later in life.
Oh, really?
That you're fine. You're fine for a long time. And then, I developed it when I was 55, 56. Didn't know it.
Wow.
But so I always thought that had to do with the insulin.
Oh, no.
I thought so too. That's why you heard me like, oh.
No, type 2, you sometimes, if it's very bad, then you take insulin like I do, or if it's not too bad, then you don't have to have insulin. You can do other things.
Yeah. All my doctor has said so far is cut back, don't eat sweets, exercise. And one of the things is, it definitely, I've been carrying more weight than I should have over the years.
That's a biggie because when I lost the weight, I didn't have to have insulin anymore.
Yeah.
And then COVID hit and I gained 30 pounds and I was back on insulin again.
Yeah. So I'm working on that, and I've been eating salads. Michael, you'd be proud of me. I'm actually trying. I'm not
Salads.
drinking any. Yes. Oh yeah, salad and fruit.
Drinking salads are good.
And
Drinking salad.
actually, very good.
You put them in the blender.
Yes.
Like
we
a
were all
smoothie.
going to go for the kill, Frank. He was just
That's right.
quicker.
I noticed that. Yeah.
All kidding aside, we're all proud of you, man. Seriously, and it's very kind of you, which you've shared with us this morning. But as far as the type 2, look, I'm sorry, it's not a death sentence. Look, it's like, oh,
Change of lifestyle.
change of lifestyle. Jordy, if that's your expert opinion, eject the core. I like that.
Actually, I'm going to try using these to make a miniature so I can green screen the garage, and engineering can look at it with the lights going and little things. So
That is cool, man.
I've also got the silver one.
Until the cat gets it.
No, the cat. Donna rescued me from the cat. Oh, the other thing I got to show this to you, because this is usually in my ready room. My daughter Shannon. I don't know if you can see that. Oh, I just realized
raise it up a little bit.
You can't see the green because of the green screen, but there is. Wait a minute, that's really odd.
Yeah.
Let me do this. Oh goodness, I never thought of that. Usually my coffee cup is like that, but I've got to show this. And let me just virtual background. I'm going to just put none right now. Okay, so this my daughter made me for Christmas a few years ago.
That is, you know what, Frank? Hold that for a moment. Let me let me get rid of the names. Oh my goodness, I can't do this quick enough.
Oh no, I think if we put him up as big, let me try.
Oh, you know what? You're right. There it is.
Good job. That helps, but I thought
does.
I could get rid of the name, but
here, I'm gonna get rid of. There it is.
There it is. Okay.
Thanks, Frank. Hold it for a quick moment. That is a beautiful. Wow, that is neat, brother. That's nice. That is awesome.
She loves her daddy. Her dada.
Yeah. Hell yeah. That was great. Thanks, Michael. Yeah, that was good. I will hand control. I will give you a button control, Aisha. I've been meaning to, and I apologize.
That's all right. I'll let you go. I've been trying to find this damn. Oh, I found it at long last.
You know what? Because of our conversations, have you noticed that as we all have conversations, there's something that piques our interest, and then we skew to the right to look it up on the internet to bring it back? Because I'm doing the same thing as Aisha.
I'm using my phone.
Yeah.
My double screen's on the other side.
I've written 5 actors since we've been online.
Well, we know you can chew gum and walk at the same time.
No, I really can't anymore.
I'm still worried about him writing because I don't know what he's going to come up with.
Well, I had to put your book on hold, Frank.
Okay. Sadly, folks, due to the advanced age, and I've been trying to stay awake, the cup of joes, and I say them plural, are requiring my attention. Sorry, folks. Once again, Aisha, you're the ood, and Michael, you have the con. I will be back shortly. Frank, be nice.
No, we can't because it got Yankees up there. So
Frank.
I'm going to be nice with Yankee. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Aisha.
Yeah, on Facebook messages, I've put in this poem, so hopefully when I send it, it will come through to you. But it is kind of all bunched up at the moment. Okay, you ready?
Yeah. I got it.
There you go. It's all through.
Oh, okay.
It's on the Nefarious Ferret page.
Yep. Got it.
So there it is.
As we wait.
But for the Roger.
No, for the unveiling of, if he finds it or not.
Oh, you'll find it. He's an admiral. They can all find everything. The only thing they can never find is the way out.
Oh, that's
Way
true.
in is not a problem. It's the way
That
out's the
is
problem.
true. Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it, Picard can get into anything. It's getting out of it's the problem. Kirk was the same. Adama, he can get into the biggest load of crap going, but try and get out of it. No, don't work so well. So what plans have we got, Michael? Upcoming? Anything that we need to know about, sir?
Well, just what I said. Oh, you weren't here when I did the announcements, so. And I've changed the page now. Now we've got Bill Blair coming up on Monday. Might as well say it again. 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. 22nd of February, which is a Thursday. Kristen Brown from The Voice season 24. She'll be with us at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 a.m. Pacific Time. And then March 3rd, that's a Sunday, we have Dominic Chichek, Harris Beckner on the Ark. He's going to join us again. His conversation with us got interrupted by a football game that he was required to go. All of his friends were calling him and say, "Where are you? We're waiting for you." So he had to leave early. So we're going to finish our nice conversation at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 11:30 a.m. Pacific Time. And if you happen to be in Croatia, it is at 20:30.
Oh, there you go.
Aisha,
Yes, sir.
you have my complete admiration. That is wonderful.
It was originally a BBC television competition, but I missed the deadline, so it never got sent in.
Oh,
that
that's
is
bad.
that is powerful. Very powerful. I had goosebumps. I honestly had goosebumps reading. Thank you for sharing.
Anytime.
I mean,
I mean, that's kind of the stuff I write when I'm doing other things.
That needs to be out there.
I
Are you
believe
going to do it? Are you going to do it, Frank?
I could read it.
No, I meant produce it.
How do you produce a poem like that?
I don't know, but you could figure it out.
Yeah, I probably could.
Did you share the poem with them, Aisha?
Oh, yeah, he got it.
She sent it to him.
I sent it to him.
I had
Good
honestly,
stuff, huh, Frank?
I had goosebumps.
Yeah.
This needs to be out there.
And
People need
again,
to read that.
Aisha, that it's very kind of you sharing that with us. It's
Yes,
really good.
I do appreciate that.
Well, as I said, it was meant to go on the BBC, but it never got through. So, hey ho.
Well, it's their loss.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is their loss.
I do that sort of writing. I mean, I got stories on here that I've done for like the Romans. I did one for the Romans because somebody was on about the Roman Empire, and I said, well, I could write a story about a Roman Empire, and they went, yeah, prove it. So I put one on Facebook, and it's on Facebook somewhere, and it's Flavius Gladius or something. I think his name is.
That's where that saying, "Be careful what you ask for, you just might get it."
Yeah.
Yeah, you just might if you're unlucky. So yeah, I mean, I enjoy writing. It's just I occasionally
go ahead.
Yeah, I occasionally just I hit the wall and I think, what the hell am I supposed to do next? Really
Okay.
does.
I just saw this. Which one of you two clowns, because I know it wasn't the sweet Aisha, put non-imperial ferret on my name? I just saw that.
Oh, it was that clown.
That's
It was
right.
that one.
I was like, ain't me. I ain't got no buttons to play
I know
with.
it wasn't
That's
you.
funny. I didn't see that because
I just
I
looked
did
at
comment earlier. I said, Aisha, you did not see Frank's tagline. And I said, good reply. But it was the Royal Imperial. Very good, Michael.
Yeah,
And
that was quick,
Michael
man. That was
snuck
cool.
in
They
there.
got on there and did it.
You see, Frank, as we've been doing this program on StreamYard for a little while, our level of maturity
Descend.
fluctuates. And generally we've gone up, but every now and then we have our flashbacks to the immaturity.
Yeah, we go
Yeah.
back to here we go. This is
That
the
one
bit of
right
the-
there is where your maturity level drops.
That was
Yeah.
funny.
Here's
That
the
was
little
good.
bit.
I
of
love it, Michael. Great. You did a good job.
Here's a little bit of that Roman thing I wrote. Okay, now Mike, please excuse me because I'm not a professional writer.
Yeah.
I am Quintus Flavius, Roman centurion. Stand and face me, barbarian, or does your blood run cold, as is your heart? The man unsheathed his sword. Roman, you are both brave and stupid. Can you not see I have men to support me in my endeavors who stand alone? Marcus gave out a bemused grunt. A Roman never stands alone. Behind me stands the empire. I may fall, but the empire will not. You and your supporters will be crushed by the weight of the Roman feet as they march over your dead bodies. There you go.
Excellent. Excellent. Excellent.
And it goes on like that. There's a whole bit more that it gets rather so we say rude language when they start insulting one another.
Like we're doing to each other here.
But no, they're slightly more crude.
No, we actually love each other right now.
Yeah, but that's,
Based
that's
on
the
what
sort
we're
of
doing.
that's the sort of creative writing that I enjoy getting up to.
No, it's excellent. I really admire your talent.
Frank, when we were here in school way back when, we had to take, I don't know if it was semester of poetry or in English class.
Mhm.
And I imagine you did as well. And Michael, do you guys remember having to do haiku or the privilege of? Did you do that?
Haiku was a big thing in Filk for a while. Where
Of all things.
Yeah, of all things. Yeah, a lot of the Filk. I never really actually did a haiku, but I remember it quite well.
Okay.
Because I mean, you're younger than I am, so I think haiku was more in the 80s,
Yes.
in the 90s than it was in the 70s when I was going through high school. Actually, when I was going through high school, my last 2 years of English was actually with Art Kelly, who was the drama teacher, and we did nothing but drama. And I was a theater kid for the last 2 years of high school. I played Walter Mitty in a Thurber's Carnival. The hell with the blindfold. Yeah, that was my big acting. I was doing sound.
That is cool. That is cool. Well, I may ask all of you along those lines of haiku and poetry, because I think we all had a classical education compared to what they do today. Did you have to write poetry? Because I never had to do the poetry, but when I was presented haiku, I believe it was in the 8th grade. And that is the time I wrote poetry. And I was thinking of doing that again, but via haiku. And I guess I sold my 80s education. Did you write that? That's my question. Did you write poetry?
That's funny because a lot of people kind of I write songs, but a couple of my songs that I've written, like, okay, there's one particular one, and this happens every once in a while. It doesn't happen all the time. I wrote a poem called The Night of the Hunt. And The Night of the Hunt originally was done in about 11 minutes. I mean, it's amazing. It just came to me in 11 minutes. And I looked at it when I finished it and I said, I need to turn this into a song. So I had the poem first and then it turned into the song. When 9/11 came, usually my thing is to write a song about my feelings, but I couldn't write a song, so I wrote a poem. And the poem on that. Let me see if I can pull that up. Hang on a second. Yeah, no. Phil Tweak is not.
And while Frank does that, and the obvious question Aisha does write and still does write. Michael, did you do that? Did you write poems other
I
than
tried it.
you
I
did?
never was very good at it.
For regular poetry, not even
Any
close.
type. I mean, I just could not.
I
It
did
just
do
wasn't
that.
my thing.
Yeah. I don't think it was
Okay.
my thing, but the structure of the haiku, I think it clicked for me. And I was able to write a few, and I was thinking of doing that again. But before I forget, Frank, I haven't had a chance to speak to you in a little bit. And while you do that, we are all military armchair historians.
Yes.
Would it be an interest of you in the future, maybe once a month or once every while, having a program on something like that? Would that be of interest to you?
It just actually might be an interest. I've never been approached on that
Because I
because I
know Aisha and
usually,
I have talked about it. Same thing with Liz.
yeah. Now that would be something I might be interested in. I mean, I've been, I do the Filk. I did a lot of Filk one with Filk Quest, and of course we do that. But yeah, I would love to do something more on military history. I mean, I'm not a super expert. I mean, I just love,
We're armchair historians.
Oh yes, definitely, without a doubt.
Oh, whoa! What's that? What's that?
Where is
It's
it?
You
another
just
poem
wrote
that
that, didn't you?
No, I wrote that about
Oh, there it is.
6 months back.
Okay, recently. Wow.
Yeah,
What's
it's
that?
called No. It's called No Man's Land. It's about the First World War.
Okay. Yeah, I'd like to see that. I had to do more First World War studies. Yeah, because I know there's a couple. Edgar, I think it's Bogle. Is that his first name? Edgar Bogle, like the green fields of France and Waltzing Matilda and things like that. I like, the songs and stuff like that. One of the really neat songs that I knew, and I'm trying to think of his name, but he wrote a song. It was about the armistice on Christmas.
Oh, the 1914 football match.
Yeah, the Christmas in the Trenches. Wonderful song.
Yeah.
Wonderful song. All right, so this is the poem that I wrote for 9/11. Another day of infamy, a day of tears and fear, another strike against a land I hold so very dear. The sights and sounds of terror have become all too clear. The insanity is growing, yet we need to persevere. Handed to the innocent this day so full of dread, a sky full of smoke and ash raining down upon the dead. And the living go on wondering why this lunacy has spread, and wonder what will come to pass in the days ahead. We used to worry about the bomb above our heads. Now we have a new fear of those who have been misled by overzealous bastards which have become figureheads to preach to tear our country into tiny little shreds. The cowards have attacked us and the war has been declared. I know we will prevail over these dreadful nightmares. The diversity of this great country has led us everywhere, from Oklahoma City to New York's Towers of Despair.
Nice one. I like.
Thank you.
I do.
I tried.
You tried. You did very well. You did very, very well. That's to be proud of, mate. Seriously.
Thank you.
The other two don't seem to have returned. It looks like it's me and thee.
Well, I see me. Can I see thee?
Well, there you go. Your worst nightmare's been relieved, realized. I'm here.
Where did Roger go?
That puts what you've just written, what you've just read there, puts this to shame. I'll say, puts it to shame.
No.
Yeah. This is just I put this together because I was sitting one day on the ranges and I wanted to pass the time away, so I sat and wrote this. What's it? Across the hell called no man's land, there stands the enemy. He's called a bloody German or the Bosch to you and me. I've never really seen him or even heard him speak, but I know the bugger's over there. For him, I have to seek. I've gone and lost a mate or two in that forsaken land, and Fritz the bloody German just watched and never lent a hand. This bloody war is endless, and for us old Tommy's here, but for the ruddy German, it's full of bloody fear. There you go.
Well done. I heard most of that. Thank you. And Frank, I actually heard the entire thing, but as the very end, I had an emergency call. That's why I couldn't switch back. I am so
Oh, that's
sorry.
okay. Oh, that's all right. I always enjoy
Thank you for
looking
that,
at
Frank.
myself. Here, my hair that waves in the
wind.
wind.
Look,
See, that's what happens when you stand at the wrong end of a wind tunnel.
I want to be a gangster. I want to be a gangster. I want to be a gangster.
You can be a gangster all you like.
I want to be a gangster. No, not the stuff. Gotta have that stuff in it. Soy vaquero y necesito un caballo para guiar mi ganado.
Hablas español.
Sí, señor. Entiendo.
Muy
Bisschen Deutsch gesprochen, das ist alles.
Is that like in the Wonderland? Alice in the Wonderland?
Was that
No,
German?
That's
Yeah,
German.
that was German.
All
was
I
German.
said was I speak a little German. That's all.
Yeah. Chu. Dach.
Gesundheit.
Star Trek 3, Search for Spock.
Bist du doof oder was? Ich sprach Deutsch.
When
Flying Klingon.
I saw that book, the Klingon Dictionary back in 1984 or 85, it was 85. I bought that book. I took it to school. We started learning Klingon, and the other people were like, "Can't learn Spanish, can't learn Latin, but you sure as hell are learning Klingon."
I've got two somewhere. I've got two Romulan ones. Trying to work that out is impossible.
I never did get the Romulan one. There was also a Vulcan one for a short while.
Yeah. No,
but
I've got
I never
two.
did. I stuck with the Klingon one.
They're English Romulan dictionaries.
He did two of them. He had the original, which I have, and the original Klingon. I have that one. He did the ad where he added the second dictionary, and then he did these cassette tapes, which I have. Power Klingon. And the joke behind that was, as a traveler, you need to learn to speak Power Klingon. That was funny, and it was
To get
Mark.
you through and don't get killed.
Yes,
Yeah.
Mark. You remember that? Mark Orkran did it. And the funny thing was, if you all know the story behind it, Mark Orkran never actually spoke the language. And he says to this day that when people confront him, he's like, I don't know what you're saying. And we had him on an impromptu interview also. We were interviewing someone else, and he had called in. And for those of you that know Blog Talk Radio, they call in and you can see their phone number. And we had several guests, and I said, hey, look, if you want to stay on, we're going to extend, call in. And that person called in. And they were on for a while, and they were listening intently. And I said, okay, we're going to go to our caller. I ambushed him, and lo and behold, it was Mark Orkran. I was like, wow, that was crazy. And he stayed on with us for a bit, too.
If they stay in Star Trek 6. Sounds
Okay,
better than the original Klingon.
Yes.
I just sent you a site in there. I tried putting it in the comments, but it wouldn't let me. And this is
All right,
something that I saved from complete destruction, and I knew it was going to die. So I took the entire website, copied it over, and put it under mine. This is a history, the language. I am Romulan cosplayer from a long time ago. And if you go to this site, it's on myphilferret.com. You go in there, you will see. And I base all my Romulan activity on this. It's got culture and everything else, and the words. And as I have a friend that's a an amateur linguist, and he says that if you speak Welsh, you may be able to speak Romulan.
Well, that rules me out. That rules me out completely.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. I think that is what I've downloaded and got as a little paperback booklet.
Yeah, and you could have it could have been, it was up there for the longest time, but I noticed it was nobody was
remember it.
updating it, and I said I am going to take this and I am going to save it and preserve it.
Hang on. I'm just going to go look for something.
While you
Hold
do
your
that,
horses. Hold your
But there-
damn horses.
But you can find more now. There's more out there.
I did some of that. I have several Facebook pages where I did the same for Star Trek Star's End. I did it for the Voyager virtual series, but that website, thank goodness, is still up. And because they're still up, I I don't want to post their material because it's still up, but I've saved it in the event the website ever goes down. On I think it's Alpha, that famous Star Trek website. There's the Alpha and the Beta.
Yeah.
I forget where, but they mentioned on the Alpha site, they mentioned Star's End on the Facebook page. Someone found it, remembered it, and they sent it to me. So I show pictures, images, and stuff. But if they contact me, I send them that stuff of Star's End.
Yeah, the
Okay.
English Romulan Dictionary. I've seen that too. If you type in, just type
And-
in Romulan
Yeah,
Dictionary, or I think
That's
this
the
is
other one I got.
Yeah, I've seen
Wow.
this one too. Yeah, and it's funny. You were saying that you do Sims, right,
Yeah.
Aisha? I used to sim all the time, and this I can't prove, but it's the God honest truth. I used to sim as a Romulan engineer all the time. That was I think at the time we were using ERV was Ensign, and I used to go by TCAZ, which was a TECAZ, which was sort of an abbreviation for my first handle ever before everybody started grabbing things like that, was Aztec. And I used to use, this is back in the days when you could almost have anything. I had I had the ad sign ZTEC, Aztec, and I was Aztec all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
So I just reversed it. And when we were playing, we would make up words at times. And one of the words that I am credited for, because it's all over the place, is love, my love. E, L-E-V. Look that up in there. It's Elev. And that's the only word that really stuck, but it was one that I created. And it was in The Sims. And a lot of those words came from The Sims.
Wow. I switching gears a little bit in Klingon, I coined a phrase that's now very common, or at least the way you say it. The word is oh my goodness, I'm forgetting the word right now. I'm gonna have to remember it, but it's in the Klingon dictionary, but it was my use, and I did it online, and people got onto it. It was kind of funny. It's wind or breeze or flutter, the word. Um, oh my goodness. It was juvenile humor, but I'm gonna have to look it up. My God, I'm forgetting that. But all right, yeah, I'm blowing it. I'll have to find it. I'll have it for next time. But by the way, the reason why I asked you what I did earlier, Frank, is one of
Yeah.
the early episodes that we were here, Liz, Aisha, and I, in two different episodes, we had chosen a particular engagement in World War II, and we just went off. And we thought we might do that, and typical, no agenda, no nothing. But we were thinking of choosing stuff on Sunday mornings to talk about for a while, because Liz is also, she was, you might consider like MASH type unit. She was a nurse in the service, and she did quite a bit of that stuff in real life. And she has a love of history as well. And I think that's what connects us. And I know Aisha and I have that, and well, you do as well. Michael tolerates me. He says, okay, here goes Roger. He's going to go off on his emotional moment of whatever. And 3.5 hours later, he's like, okay, I got to go.
Yeah, most of my history that I've learned is taken from the German perspective during World War II.
Right. I would think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I decided that I wanted to learn what they thought, what they went through. And I've got a book. I think it's by somebody called Williamson, and it's German Aces. Was it German Aces of the Reich or something? It's the Knight's Cross of the Iron Cross.
Wow.
And the one that always sticks in my mind is the reconnaissance officer from France, 1940, who captured a complete French division by pure bluff. Absolute. There's him in a Kubelwagen with a couple of guys and a motorbike combination with a couple of guys. And he's doing forward recon. And he enters the village. And as he's wandering around the village, one of his guys run up and say, "We got to bug out. There's a French division coming down the road with tanks." This guy,
There's what, 4 of them?
there's about there's about 6 max. These guys.
All right, 6.
He decides, no, we're not going anywhere. You park the Kubelwagen on the road where they can see it. And you said, now you put the combination opposite the Kubelwagen where they can also see it.
It's ballsy, man. Jeez.
Right? And he puts the guys on the combination where they can be seen, and the Kubelwagen is sort of across the road where these French are coming down. And then he walks out towards the French. Of course, the French stop this lone German officer, and they say to him quite rightly, "Oh, are you surrendering?" And he goes, "No, you are." And they go, "Well, why should we surrender?" He says, "Well, we've reconned this whole area. We've got the road bracketed by the artillery. And if I snap my fingers," he says, "you're all dead. I'll give you 5 minutes to work it out." And he stands there, and in 5 minutes later, the French division surrendered to 4 to 6 Germans. They completely surrendered.
Was the guy's name Schadenfreude?
I don't know.
Is that where it was invented?
Yeah, I mean, I can find the book and find out the guy's name, but
it's surprising. There are very many stories like
Sadly.
that. Yeah, where, take a look at Sergeant York.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sergeant York, he captured quite a few. I know in the Pacific Theater, there was quite a few on Okinawa and stuff. Like, you know what is a real good documentary talking about Pacific War? Did you ever see The Pacific? I think it's on Netflix. Netflix or Air. Yeah, it's a documentary. It's a story documentary, and it goes all the way through the Pacific. It is fantastic.
I'm gonna have to take a look at it, and because if I had a theater of expertise, it would be the Pacific Theater.
Yeah,
that's the book.
Infantry,
there it is.
Right.
Yeah, and let's have a look. You should get this guy's name for you.
People ask me if I do a lot of gaming, and this is my speed of gaming because I don't do a lot. I used to like a game called Silent Service.
I know that game.
And Silent Service, and it was submarine warfare, and I love subs. If I had been able to be anywhere, and I wish to have, that's the one thing when we were talking about that, I wanted to be in the Navy so bad because I had found out that one position, and I wanted to be in subs, was a cryptographic technician back in those days. If I had known where computer security was nowadays, I would have been down there and joined the Navy and gone into cryptography, and I would have learned something, but being a dumb kid I was. The reason I loved Silent Service so much is because I could go to periscope depth, launch a few torpedoes, and then go have lunch, everything else. As I was sitting on the bottom, hoping when I came back that my sub was still intact.
That's funny. Another game that was way ahead of its time was Tom Clancy's Red Storm Rising. The game.
Yeah, I never
played that one.
I never have you see, I was always a World War II buff.
Yeah.
So mine were guppies and stuff like that. I got a whole book on submarines that somebody gave me for a present once of all the countries. This was many years ago, but the nukes are okay. I love the nukes and stuff like that, but to me, there's not a lot of thrill in the fact that you go to the bottom and you're cruising and you're saying World War II. You didn't know on those little fish whether you were
What
going to
was
make it
it?
back alive or
What
not.
was it? 180
Yeah.
meters, maybe? That
Yeah.
how they could go?
No,
That might be too
Germany-
much.
Even worse if you fired one and the damn thing decided to come back at you.
Mm.
yeah, I think when I play Silent Service, I think the bottom depth.
Might be
Was-
300 feet at max.
Yeah, 300 feet, something like that. I think the
Yeah.
German subs could go deeper than that. I think they could go to 600. I
Right.
honestly believe seeing something like that, because a lot of things that I really enjoy watching is the ships. I will sit there and I will watch either sea battles, what happened to the Wisconsin, what happened at Lake Gulf, what happened in the Solomons, what part of the battles, like Cappy 3 and stuff like that, fighting off for
Lakey
the
Gulf,
land.
Captain 3. Know exactly
Yeah,
what you're talking
Cappy.
about.
Cat,
Did you ever
Cappy
read Hornfisher's The Last Stand of the Tin Can Sailors?
No, but it sounds like Cappy 3.
It is. It's
Yeah, okay.
Folks.
That officer's name, by the way,
Because
was Major George Michael, believe
Okay.
it or not, and he died on the Eastern Front with a wound on the 18th of January 1944.
wow. Yeah, that
Um,
Eastern Front was
But if you ever want to read the book and read some of the stories, that's the book, that's the author.
I'm going to put a link of an old YouTube video of someone playing the game that I mentioned. It's a sub game, and I believe you can still get it, but you need an emulator or whatever. I'm going to put it in the chat room. I'm also going to send it to you, Frank, right here in the private chat. It is a playthrough of this game, Red Storm Rising, and it was by Microprose in 1988. It was on a Commodore 64.
my baby. I miss my Commodore 64.
There was a lot of good stuff on the 64.
Somebody stole it. I
Oh.
would still have my 64 if somebody hadn't stole it.
My brother has my 64 and 180 games or in programs that I had with it. I gave it to him. I don't know if he still uses it.
I've still
Michael,
got my Sinclair Spectrum and my Amiga
Wow.
500, and they work, and I played them because on my Spectrum I can play Market Garden or Stalingrad.
Oh, wow.
Michael, correct me if I'm wrong. When we first got together,
Yeah.
Amiga was big, wasn't it?
Yeah, Amiga was big.
Because I remember we used to talk about Amiga all the time and how disappointed we got, because I almost got an Amiga because we were talking about that, because Commodore came out with the first sound chip. I don't think a lot of people know
Were they
that.
really?
They had it.
They
Yeah,
did.
they came out. They did. They came out with the first sound chip. This was before IBM and before Mac.
Now,
and
is Commodore
Amiga,
the brand? Because the VIC 20 was a Commodore.
yeah.
That
But
one
see,
had
the,
the sound
but
chip,
the
right?
Amiga, when the
Yeah.
Amiga came out from Commodore, because Commodore bought them out,
Oh,
Amiga had color
Yeah.
before Macintosh did.
hmm
And they had such good games with their 16 color graphics that they had up to a point. I mean, it was amazing.
Well, the Commodore had color too.
yeah, but
Yeah.
they had, but this was, exquisite color.
Oh yeah, I mean better. Yeah, I mean
Yeah, and I mean it was amazing. But it was before, it was before the Macintosh went color. And so it was like, wow. And Commodore just didn't market the thing right. And it was a shame because it was a better product. But
See who bought it out? Was it Gateway or something? What was the name of that?
Then
that
later, Gateway bought it out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Gateway, and you see, Gateway bought it, and we all said, "Hey, wow, maybe they're going to expand it." But
No,
Gateway
they
bought
killed
it.
it. They
They
killed it.
killed it. That's why they bought it, to kill it.
They bought it to kill it.
That was stupid.
Because the 128 and the Amiga were really good. I almost got a 128, but I miss. I mean, I had more than I can remember that 1200 mod bottom
Ah,
that I got for my Commodore 64. Everybody else had 3, and I was on bulletin boards.
did
And I
you
played
call,
The Legend of Red.
Did
Huh?
you call the phone company? Because remember the instructions? You had to call the phone company to let them know that you were going to use the modem.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
I
I
did.
mean, I can remember sitting there hours and hours and hours
Yeah.
downloading one stupid thing that would take 13.2 nanoseconds now, and
If not
have somebody
faster.
call the house and have somebody call the house just at the end. And
And mess
in
it all
those
up.
days, things didn't save. You had to redo the whole thing.
Oh, for the love of God, yes. Yeah.
Yeah, kids don't know what we went
They
through.
have no idea.
Yeah. When you sit there and you put a cassette player on and you hear all that squeaking, squawking as it downloads onto it, you think, really?
It's almost a love sonnet for us. Hearing
Yes,
that.
the handshake.
You get all the little lines going at the edge of the damn screen going up and down, and you think, disco, cool.
Trying number 3.
I mean, I remember I
Trying
was
number 4.
saving data on a cassette tape.
Yeah.
I had it for the Commodore setup that I gave to my brother. Yes.
Oh, Commodore. Yeah. I mean, it was on a cassette tape. Yeah. I mean, it was. Yeah.
Yeah,
That
so
was
it's-
like when.
So was
When I was
Spectrum. That was on tape.
Oh yeah. One of my favorite ones on the Commodore was Fort Apache,
I remember.
and it was
that.
a helicopter flying in and going down and going through all these things. And you had to shoot these things up, and keep on going down into the different levels. And I would sit for hours trying to play that. Getting blown up every 5 minutes, and wanting to throw the board across the. How come that happened? Oh yeah.
I remember that. Wow.
But my favorite games were the ones which you had to think. You're in a room. On the left side, there's
Yeah.
Do you guys remember the old game called? I think it was called. Not necessarily Joust, but it was a Commodore 64 game where you fought as different kingdoms, almost like a version of Risk. I don't think it was Joust. It was and it had Robin. You could be in the kingdom and you could go to the Sherwood Forest and pull Robin for some extra help.
Oh no, that would have been a cool one.
It might have been Kings and Castles, and it was really cool. It was neat. My friend Joe Strada said, "You got to play this game," and it had to do with it was like Risk. As you conquered more territory, you get more knights and horses and catapults.
Yeah.
And that might have been the game Catapults. I don't know. I'll see if I can find it. It was a fun game.
I love playing Risk on the computer. And the reason I love it
now,
huh? I haven't played it in a long time. I wouldn't mind doing that again. As a matter of fact, Vance Major made me download it. I've got it on my phone someplace because we were going to play it, and I just haven't had the time. But it was a lot easier than playing on the board where you had to put all these pieces in the middle of it.
Come
Board game.
on.
I've still got Risk as a board game.
I do as well. As a
I
matter of
love
fact,
Stratego.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of a game called Campaign?
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
Board game. I've got that as well.
Yeah,
Campaign.
I have.
But
I
the
don't think I
two
ever
games
played
I
that
enjoy
game
playing
over.
on my Sinclair Spectrum when I pull it out, as I said, is Market Garden, which I have managed to win, and also Stalingrad.
Cool.
And I played as the Germans, and guess what? Once out of the 5 years I played the game, I won as the Germans once.
Oh wow.
And that was by pure fluke.
That's right.
Look, folks, if you look at World War II history, and we always have fear that had Great Britain fallen, allegedly, it would have been over for the Allies. But there are
Yeah.
some people that have made the argument that the
How come you
arsenal of
guys all
freedom.
froze on me?
That's
We haven't
you. You're the one
frozen.
that
You
froze.
have.
You're the one that's frozen.
Oh,
So
Yeah, you're
they
frozen, Frank.
they say that the arsenal of freedom would have overcome the world at the time. And if you look at the results of what they built, that the Axis would never have won. I don't know, man. I don't know about that because people still had feelings and stuff and whatever. But I don't
Yeah.
think America would have given up. But you never know.
But when
Had
you
they
think about it,
reached,
yeah.
had the Germans reached, the oil fields in the Caucasus, and had they held on to Moscow, it might have been a different ball
Might
You
have
game.
been
see,
a
they never
different
took
thing.
Moscow. They never
right.
took it. They
No,
never
number
took Moscow.
6,
The closest they
Zhukov.
got, closest they got, I think, was something like 20 miles away.
Yeah, they could see the gilded towers of the Kremlin. That's a quote
But
from the book.
that was the closest they got.
Marshal Georgy Zhukov led the counterattack, and they would
Yeah,
never get as close to Moscow ever again.
Zhukov was just more of a butcher than a general, though.
Well, I didn't say I admired him.
No, I've read a book actually. It's one that I recommend most.
Well, Stalin got
War.
rid of him after a while.
If you ever get your hands on a book and it's called Russia, is it Second World War from the Russian perspective, and it's written by 5 Russian field marshals of Soviet Russia. You read that and you think it's a completely different war.
Yes.
Because up to and including 1942, both Stalin and the Red Army thought that both Britain and America were paying Germany to attack Russia. That's why we wouldn't attack them.
Yeah. Not crazy.
Yeah. It's just real weird, man.
Well, a lot of people don't remember America deployed forces during the Russian Revolution.
Well, we were involved in American revolutions as well.
No. I mean, in the Russian. Shut up. I meant that in the Russian Revolution, America and this is not taught in schools. We sent troops over to Russia during the October Revolution.
Yeah, so did we.
Yeah, I wasn't blaming you though. I just pointed out that America does things.
I mean, it makes me laugh when the Americans say we don't have colonies or empire. Really? You're not colonialists? You want to double check your history.
Well, I want the Philippines back.
Why?
Because it's a nice bit of territory out in enemy territory.
Yeah.
I believe, like Patton, I don't want to reclaim the territory. Once I bought it, I don't want to buy it again.
Yeah. My grandfather said that about the Americans as well.
Well, we'll never know because it's over.
Yeah. He went up the hill.
9/10 of history is ownership.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Went up the hill.
Ooh.
And
all right. That was a joke, folks. I'm sorry.
Went up the hill. We cut the hill from the Japanese, and the high command said, the Americans will hold the hill. You go get the next hill.
Oh, yeah.
So they moved off, and guess what? The Japanese took the damn hill back. 3 times we went up, and on the 3rd occasion, when the high command said, hand it over to the Americans, they'll hold the hill while you get the next hill, my grandfather's response was, Foxtrot Oscar, I've been up 3 times, I ain't going up a 4th.
Yeah.
Yep. Sort of like Charlie Foxtrot.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, I do want to say that my time is coming to an end. I'm going to have to be leaving in about 7 minutes. If everyone else wants to go ahead and continue, you're more than welcome. Otherwise, we will be ending the program. It has been a wonderful conversation. I do want to see if on the 25th, I'm go for the 25th, but it'll be shorter next Sunday. I would probably be done around 7:30. We have a family event at 7:45. That's code for family's coming to visit. So,
Never. Really?
If we can do the episode next week, it would just be shorter. It would go from 6 a.m. to about 7:30 my time.
I ain't worried. I mean, if I can make it, I can make it. I mean,
Frank,
I didn't think I was going to make it today.
Thank you.
I fell over a lucky break.
Well,
I got
Michael
lucky.
joined because he thought I was going to be solo because of what you ladies had said, and
Yeah.
I'm thrilled that Michael was here. Frank, this is what we do Sunday morning. It's a chat fest. There's nothing else. It's a chat fest.
Yeah, I mean, I wish you can join all the time,
Oh,
Frank. You're
I
cool.
don't hear you. All kidding aside, we don't hear you, Frank.
Oh, okay.
No, okay, you're back. You're back.
You're back.
Yeah, no, what happened was, and I don't know what, my internet just died. So I quickly, because this has happened a couple times this week, thank goodness I've got a hotspot on the phone. Because it happened once while I was actually teaching. I work for Bank of America and I'm in client education. And I had a client that I was working with. I still had him on my phone, but I didn't have the computer.
And you're gone again.
He's gone. He's frozen again.
Oh, but that's a great image.
I need to
Oh
clip
yeah,
that.
come on,
I
come
need to
on.
clip it.
Somebody,
Wait a minute. Where's my
somebody
clipper?
Photoshop
Okay,
that
take
image.
that
Come
one
on, man.
and let me remove the name as well. That's
Okay.
No.
Oh, darn.
Damn.
Darn.
Actually,
Oh.
we can get it later, but when you froze, Frank, sorry, we're not making fun of you. That was a damn good profile shot. You were
What
with
was
the
it?
smile. You were animated. It was good. It was good.
Did you get it, Michael?
No, I was just hitting the
Dang
button and then you
it.
came
You gotta be
back.
quicker.
So, folks,
Well,
go
I'm
back
not-
to the 2 hour and 55-minute mark, and you'll see it. It's a great shot. You
I'll
gotta
have,
check
I'll
it
have
out.
to go back.
You're gonna have
Yeah.
to join us again sometime, Frank. You really are, man.
Seriously,
Yeah,
Frank.
I enjoyed it. I really did. I did. I had a great time.
We've enjoyed it as well. Now, Liz is usually with us, and from time to time, Almighty would join us, and even the big dog too. So, we're just shooting the shite. That's all we're doing.
I like shite. I like shite shooting. But I do have to get going myself because I really
we
need
all
to
do.
get up there and work on the. But I really am glad that I had a chance to participate today. It's been really had been fun, and meeting this young lady, I think it's great. She's I like her. I like her a lot.
Yeah, I've been privileged to know her for a little bit of time as well, and it's really good. And she made the jump. It took what, 2 months of the real finagling? Because I actually I didn't put pressure on her, but I was like, okay, look, you're commenting up a storm. Shut the hell up and come online.
There you
I
go.
actually told her that, and she shared with me everything. And gosh darn it, I'm proud of you. You worked it through. You did, and you started to make appearances. And her thing was, what the hell am I going to say on Sports Talk with the guys? I said, you'll find your spot, and you did. Not only did you find your spot on it, you found it everywhere else. And I'm so happy to have you aboard.
Well, yeah. I look forward to it, actually. Monday through Friday, I'm sitting there thinking, work that one through.
Oh, folks, I'm a bit selfish. I want to spend time.
Oh, I was going to say that. Shame on you.
Roz, good morning, Rosalind Brinson. Thank you for the like. We miss you too, kiddo. We know what you're going through in your battle. And Roz, I'm damn proud of you too, because I commented on this on another program, actually with Dream earlier. I admire the people that no matter what they're going through, they wake up every day, put that damn time card in, ring it up and say, here's to the day. Proud of you too. I know what you're going through, or I understand. I didn't mean that. I understand what you're going through. I have no idea. I'll never know, but proud of you, woman. Every day you wake up and said, I ain't getting beaten by this shite. So hopefully you'll be able to join us too, Roz. And I think there's a comment in the chat room. And good morning, everyone. Hey, Roz. Wonderful profile shot too. You are owning it, woman. Good for you. Oh, we just lost Frank.
No,
Frank said he was going to go.
He said he had to go, yeah.
Yeah. So we're good, folks. I'm going to be done for now. So we will be on next week. We don't know about Back to Galactica. I think we're going to do an episode, but I will not be there. So everyone else, it's a lot of fun. But all kidding aside, and the Admiral came back, so we can finish it. All kidding aside,
I keep on bouncing in and out. I apologize.
Not at all. Not at all. We're better
No
off.
need to
We,
apologize. We don't apologize for this program, according to
that's
Roger.
right. Folks, thank you. I am blown away by the number of people that are watching us. We're like, what are we doing? And you spend time with us, but share your blasted comments. Let us know where you are and where you hail from. But for everyone else, thank you. We'll be on next week. It might be a bit shorter, but we in duration and length.
Please emphasize its duration, nothing else.
That's stupid. You know it already. So, Michael, thanks for being there at the very start of the program. Aisha, thank you for joining, and Admiral as well. Frank, a lot of fun, guys, and everyone else in the chat room. Dream, it's great having you on, folks. That's it. So you're gonna go do some filming today. Good luck, Godspeed, buddy. Second start of the right, and I thank everyone for joining us. We'll see you guys very, very soon. And I'm gonna
Yes.
ambush Frank by saying, as an honor, take us out, young man.
And
So you
I
would be
want
ending the program.
I would say that it's been an extremely delightful Sunday morning. Except I had to see Michael first thing in the morning, but that's okay. That's fine. Hey, I had to get him back for non-imperial filth ferret. So, anyways, it has been a pleasure. I really enjoy when I come on this program. I'd be more than interested in taking a look at that military discussion. I think that would be fun. But everybody, I want you to have a wonderful day. I want you to be safe out there. Hey, if you have a stressful day, come back and watch one of these things. They'll maybe have you laughing for the rest of the day. And that's a good thing. I appreciate you all.
Bye.
Bye.